Oh, I'm muted. Damn it. I muted myself. How's the audio? Give me an audio check. Let's let a couple people get in here. 13 in here. 13 in here in 6 seconds. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. I usually start at 11, so I'm going to give it a minute. Today's going to be diabolical. I picked a random video per usual. I do not have to watch these videos all out. Listen to me what I'm saying. I do not have to look at the video before I post it because it's called The Cult of Richard Hart. Everything he's done has always been exactly the same. He's always said whatever's in his best interest in that exact moment, no matter what. It doesn't matter about you. It doesn't matter about the truth. It doesn't matter about this. It doesn't matter about that. It does not matter. What's good? Good audio. Thank you, Crypto Land. What's up, Jay Perry? We're doing a giveaway today. Did you hear me? And I've probably given away $1,000 because everything I give away keeps going up in value. Not going to shill too hard right now, but we'll wait for people to get in here. You need a bicep in the chat. I haven't told anyone this yet, by the way, so you'll be new. You need a bicep in the chat and to retweet this tweet right here. I'm not even posting anywhere else that we're going on. Let's see. Boom. Right there. Giveaway. Retweet the Twitter live. And comment a bicep in the chat, guys. We got 50 in here. Okay. We're moving. I don't want to show Big Papa's face. Oh, the giveaways are just for my friends and stuff, dude. That's my fun. I want to have fun. And it's just fun. If you don't accept money for anything, at least do giveaways and have fun interactions. It's marketing, bro. I got to do what I got to do without selling out and being a slime ball. Cheers, everyone. Crypto Land. We'll get straight into it. What's up, everybody? We'll get straight into it. Just so everyone knows, I have been on one of the biggest Richard Hart FUD campaigns that this world has ever seen, actually. Effective, diabolical, real facts, real charts. Well, he blocked me and he's blocked me 100 times. So this is not the first time. He doesn't even care anymore. That's the point, kind of. The point is everyone needs to play this smart. And I have literally on my Twitter feed diabolically told you exactly how I'm playing it, like Shakespeare. And I'll give you the example. Just how to play this. This is how to play this, and then we'll talk about more contradictions and stuff. This is how we play this. This is the message that I want to get across right here. This is it. And this is for the users. This is not for Richard. Fuck you, Richard. It doesn't matter what you think. Perform, bro. You can perform now. You pump our bags now, bro. We were riding for you before, bro. We were riding for you because you were just, I guess, lying constantly. But I didn't know at the time, obviously. You don't know when you're in the top and everything's working. But plot twist, Richard Hart works for us now. Must read. If you're fortunate enough to hold Ethereum while Pulse bleeds 99% to it, it's like 94%, but I'm allowed to be a dick, okay? I'm allowed to be a dick. He was a dick to everyone forever. You now have the chance to buy 100% leverage on Richard's entire reputation. Keyword, reputation. He works for us now. You have to play it like that, right? We get to bank. I keep calling it 10,000 just because whatever. Let's say you're just new to the game or you've taken many losses, you've made wins, whatever. Richard's whole entire shtick is 100x from now. He needs literally it to do 100x, literally. And that is the low end of what he needs to make anything that he said not true. So how do we play that? Put some money into the thing that he said. Basically, I'm going to hide under a rock for the rest of my life if this doesn't work out. I took $3 billion from hardworking people and did hardly fucking anything. And now I just say I'm humble and then I just make fun of people and block everyone. Fucking dumb. Leader, no, bad. Fat, can't get skinny. And I don't even come at people about their body, but like if you're gonna fucking do a workout challenge right now, talk about order execution, a workout challenge. Bitcoin's going down forever compared to alts. Forever, he said it, forever. He already played the meta, and then he told you the meta that already got played out. He might not have known that. I mean, he's such a genius. He's so diabolical. You'd think, oh my God, he must know all these things. Yo, brother, you got every reason to be bad, bro. You're not alone. No, I'm not even mad, dude. I dealt with this stuff so long ago. It's just so frustrating that people can't see it. Like, and if they can see it, it's because they're staked or they're paid by someone, or Rackham Rochelle's got them in their Telegram group, or they're offering $1,200 a week for marketing for this crap. And then and if you guys don't think there will be another sacrifice, if you don't think there will be another sacrifice, you're out of your mind. You are out of your mind. I know how this fucking game works, bro. He's going to block everyone that has a correct opinion about this and then do a sacrifice to the people that a group of them not knowing, the other ones ride or die because they're so deeply staked. I have 37 stakes on both chains. So Richard works for me. Richard, you work for me. I have 37 stakes on both chains and you work for me now. If you don't perform, I will plaster your fat ass all over the internet for 100 years straight. And I'm younger than you, bro. And I got more energy than you. And I haven't lied for fucking 10 years straight. That's got to weigh on you. That has to weigh on you. I sleep like a freaking baby, dude. I sleep like a baby. I bet Richard sleeps like dirt because he lost everyone's fucking money and told him to fade Bitcoin. Richard told everyone to fade Bitcoin. Richard told everyone to fade ETH, the thing that he needs to work out. He bought the $3,800 top, rode it to now. And Richard Hart hates losing value. Guys, we have a banger today. Boom. I don't give a fuck anymore because this is such, I mean, I've always said this stuff. Richard's blocked me 5 times in 5 years. I can call the Richard block on the day and draw the chart. Okay. And all these hexicans that embarrass themselves for life. I always stayed open-minded. I always said, I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. I'm not there yet with the detail. I don't understand EVM that much. I'm just riding these wins. Ethereum seems good. Let's keep playing. Let's keep interviewing people. Let's keep learning. Let's dig. Well, 5 years later, you learn a lot if you keep digging. Most people don't dig. If you keep digging, you realize, oh, everything he said was fucking wrong, incorrect. And all right. And then we're just going to show you Jordan Belfort, for example. Stick with me if you're listening, please stick with me. Jordan Belfort, 2022, I think. I don't even know the dates for these things. They just pop up. Jordan Belfort was right about everything in this interview. In hindsight, I didn't really know. I was riding with Richard at the time because I was praying to God this shit would work out. But guess what? Richard already knew the metrics, by the way. Richard already knows the metrics. He knows when shit's at the top, it ain't doubling again. Because I know now. You learn. And then if you regurgitate that to enough people, he has to block everyone who keeps learning because he made a product. He cemented himself in that moment. And now he works for us. He works for us all over Twitter. Work for us, big boy. Can't wait for my 100X, Rich. Now you have to do it or you'll never come back. Richard has to get 100X or he's gone forever. That's why I'm doing this, because this is a pressure point. And it's happening whether I'm here or not. Richard has to pull off something freaking sick, nasty. And he might even lose a little capital. And in the meantime, oh my God, Richard, what if something happened to like 20 of your dollars? Or his fake dollars, because he's fucking told everyone he was rich his whole life. No one even fucking knows. He lives in fucking wherever. Who knows how much he has? Yeah, we know he has crypto. But that don't mean he doesn't know someone else. That don't mean he's got legal obligations. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth, guys. He's not being transparent anymore. He's not telling you what's going on. He does not have a roadmap. His charts are down forever. His charts are down forever. Like, I could stop this whole thing and just show you the down forever charts, and I freaking will. Don't get it twisted, but I'm going to milk this Jordan Belfort video. It's probably so good. I haven't seen this shit in 3 years. Richard, I remember in hindsight at the time, I thought it was real, but in hindsight, I remember now everything he said is going to be retarded. And he's going to be talking to a guy that actually knows what he's doing in life, in business, someone with more experience than him. Just like Eric Wall was when he was telling all you guys that this dude was a fucking social engineering, centralized control mastermind, and he was lying. And Eric Wall was right, and nobody in the community could pay him because all their bags are down 99%. And they never had bags anyway because most of them are just fluttering on lines. Is anyone residing with me here? I'll show you what you have to do. Yes, Alberto, you get it, dude. He gets it. Right, just let me do the frame shift, dude. I have way too much time on my hands. He figured it out. Richard Hart officially works for us. That is the movement. I tried to figure out the ethos of the whole thing. Like, should I just shit on him? That's too easy. He just ignores everything anyway. Richard Hart works for us now. Bye, Richard. Have fun in the background with the blue team and the red team that don't exist, by the way. Have fun, dude. I hope the V4 update's great. I hope you can handle V3 liquidity providing with all your centralized supply. I know it's tough. And it's really hard because other people have an advantage in those pools. Why wouldn't PulseX have a V3? PulseX doesn't have a V3 because a centralized supply can't manipulate it as easily. It's not insane tech. 9mm has it. I use it on 9mm. I make major gains. Why? Because a guy with a smaller bag can make major gains with that. Richard doesn't like that. He likes centralized control. Everybody walled garden. Nobody hear the truth. Nobody care about the mission. Everyone, he has a self-help book. The fuck? What the fuck? Like, I've read it. It's decent, but it's kind of like ChatGPT wrote it. It's like, might as well be like a cult like book. It's like, oh, work out and be healthy. It's like, well, you're fat as fuck. So there goes your whole fucking book. And I am trying to get a point across. Richard Hart works for us now. He's on my dime now. Guess what? We put our side of the effort in. We staked. We time locked. I have 37 stakes. Guess what? 37 stakes, Rich. You coded me in. Rich. Oh, just block all the noise. You coded them in, boy. And wherever you're running, it doesn't matter because this is all online now. And you owe us 100x or your legacy's over anyway. So what's it matter to me? This ain't have anything to do with me. This doesn't have anything to do with making the world a better place. 150,000 scams, and Richard stops calling out scams right when PulseChain comes out. Richard Hart used to call out scams all day long. When PulseChain comes out, no more. You know why? Lazy. He probably would. He's just lazy. He doesn't give a fuck. When Joe Flacco got his $100 million contract, he never threw another ball well again. He got fat and happy. The Ravens paid him too much. He just won the Super Bowl. Guess what? Down forever, Joe Flacco. Super Bowl, $100 million, down forever. Does people understand that? And then me trying to amp this dude up, I'm the only thing amping this dude up right now. He's talking all sorts of shit. But guess what? I have abs, and I don't care about your fucking Rolexes. And I'm being honest, just like you used to be when you were a normal dude and you weren't pretending. Because now Richard Hart is a pretender. He might be a rich pretender, but he's not telling you what's going on with his chain because, one, he's either in trouble and he doesn't want to admit that, or two, this is his literally last ego shot in the world to make something happen. And if ETH blows off top, then maybe he can inject enough capital for maybe the gains, but I doubt he'll even be confident enough to do it after he just bought the fucking top at 38. It's been at 25 ever since, and it dropped way lower. So he's probably cheating. Anyways, if you want to be involved in the giveaway, I'm playing the video now. I know that's how my intros always are. They're out of control. We got 256 in here now. Okay, that'll do. That will do. If you want to do the giveaway, just biceps in the chat, retweet this link right here. And we will get, I'm going to let it play for a few minutes. I know for a fact, I have good memory for this kind of stuff. He's going to say, and I swear to God, if anyone's been watching my Twitter, I have not listened to anything this morning. I've been going ham. He's going to say, like, Bitcoin will suck. And unless you're broke, you can't get into Bitcoin. Or unless you're rich, you can't get into Bitcoin and make any gains. It's outperformed 700%. I think 700% is a lot. And that's in purchasing power. You could have bought right back into his stack, been done for life. Been done for life. Everyone that faded Richard Hart and buys right now faded the entire misery of a million men. You know what I mean? You faded the entire misery of a million men. You could buy back right now, learn about it from someone like me, and actually get a good deal. Richard gives you shit deals. Richard gives you fucking fuck all deals. Richard's deals, they get grown men running around the world shilling his product that have to hide under a rock for the rest of their life. And he doesn't give a fuck. And it's not me. I didn't fucking shill my entire family and everything. I was at least reasonable about it. This is a high-risk environment. Get your fucking family into it. But that's what Richard manipulated people to do. He manipulated people to get their family involved, get other people's real money involved. I don't care if it's decentralized. No one's fucking buying it, dude. No one's buying it right now, at least. And it's worth a scoop. All right? I'm going to play the video now. Well, hey, if you hear a contradiction, let me know. Let me know what it looks like to you. Or let me know what it is. Random spot, 1258. Let's see. I just see Richard's face. I'm going to put this down. If you have any questions about the giveaway, just go to my Twitter, retweet the main tweet, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what Richard has to say. 12 minutes and 58 in. They're probably past the small talk.
He knows. I see him smiling. He knows. He knows the story.
Well, I'm writing a book about this, and it's funny because I'm telling this exact story about because what you're saying is correct. You know, what people don't understand is that you can, if you're on margin, and if you're on the short side, or if you could lose more. I'm saying you could lose more than your original investment, and then when you're left with it's called an unsecured debit in your account, they can actually go after you for an unsecured debit because of course.
So here's the magic. Here's the trick. Why do I tell you about all this? Because people want to get rich, and they want to get rich quick, and they're willing to take what they think are shortcuts, but actually aren't shortcuts. They just get you to lose all your money. Leverage trading, margin trading, any form of trading is a way to multiply the house's advantage against you. The brokers make money, the exchange makes money, the market makers make money. You get chopped up by fees or liquidated, and you lose everything.
You're gonna love my book, by the way. It's so funny. I literally just wrote this whole. No, what you're saying is truth. This is 100% true.
100%. Where are the customers' yachts, right?
Right. Exactly.
So how do you beat this rat race? If you choose the asset which has the highest native gain, which is cryptocurrency, you do not have to invest as much in it. You do not have to take on leverage and loans to try and.
Oh, wow. Actual good advice from him. Except he forgot to tell you that the 4 years before he got you in a product that's gone straight down ever since. Literally, payout per T-share is 1 cent. We were paying $2,000 per T-share. You're getting 1 cent per day. 1 cent per day. I could fart that out of my ass if I pushed hard enough. Okay. Is it clicking? He's talking about his product. This is way, way, way on the way down. So HEX has gotten smoked at this point, but nobody really knows it yet because it's way too high in valuation. Don't have to check the chart. Will Ethereum outperform Bitcoin? No, it has not. And he probably say in this video, it does a million times. Bitcoin's old tech. It's stupid. HEX is the next fucking winner. And then I bet Belfort jumps right on it. He probably jumps right on it because he knows, because he's done this before, bro. Belfort's been in a couple of these social engineering rackets. And so he already knows, just like your grandmother and your father, when you told them you were doing Richard Hart stuff and they saw one video and they were like, that dude's no good. They were right. They have more experience than you. I was 24 when I was doing these stakes, 25 years old. I'm 31 now, Richard, and everything's gone down since. I hope that my message comes across. Yeah, I'm doing this to help new investors, believe it or not. I don't give a shit about anyone else's narrative or anyone else's saying. This has gone on too long with lies. It's not that these things won't go up in value, but they will once everyone gets, like he says, liquidated if it was centralized exchange. If not, you know what it would be? Deathwicks and PDI and all this shit that he mentioned and all the fucking horrible scams and sacrifices that PulseChain has wretched millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars from innocent people. You think about yourself, Corey. I think about providing value to new guys because I have a platform. That's what I'm trying to do. So that answer your question?
Try and amplify the movements. You can just sit there and withstand any drawdown. Bitcoin has drawn down 85% 4 times. That's a huge difference. That means you had $100 and now you've got $15 had you bought the top. But every time it's done that, it's gone on to make new all-time highs. When I got into Bitcoin, it was 50 cents, and today it's $24,000.
So Richard owes us all-time highs. Richard Hart works for us now. Remember the framing switch that I'm doing. I'm going to frame as many people in this as I possibly can. Richard Hart works for us now. Don't sell all your bags. Buy some liquid now. It's now or never for Richard Hart. It's now or never. I'm telling you, and I'm not saying this exact millisecond. I'm saying if this shit lags on for another 6 months, and if crypto booms and Pulse just gets siphoned more money, Richard's done. It's over. If ETH continues, so I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't have a product to sell, and I don't give a fuck about no narrative. Fuck them. Fuck everyone. I don't care. This is about new investors coming in with real money that don't want to lose it all. And when it goes to Richard Hart, you lose it all a lot of the time. If you're savvy, if you don't listen to the stuff he says, only listen to his trading advice, you made out like a bandit. A lot of us got out. We realized these things. We moved forward. We kept I love gambling too, bro. PulseChain is gambling. That's what I do over there. I cheat on cheaters. Constant. Because that's the environment that is. Bitcoin wasn't built on cheats that didn't get enough strokes as a kid, that think that if they have a hot girlfriend, everyone's going to like them more. Because that's not how the world actually works. That's what retards think. Oh, damn it. I'm not going to say that word anymore. That's what people that are pretending to think. It's not. You have a hotter girlfriend, doesn't matter. No one cares. You have more money, doesn't matter. No one cares. You're giving real value as much as you can. You're telling the truth as much as you can. You're trying to at least call out scammers so they run away. That's what Richard used to stand for. And now he is a walking contradiction of lies because he talked himself into the corner. Now Richard works for you. Good morning. Richard works for you now. Every time Richard tweets, just say, you work for me now. Win 100x. We're waiting for 100x. We will start. We like you again after 100x. We did our part, right? We participated. We put our hard-earned money in. Richard's the god, right? No expectations. Your career is over, Richard, if this doesn't work out. Don't get it twisted. I'm not an emotional investor. I don't give a fuck. I will buy the bottom of that chart so fucking hard, and I will jeet the absolute piss out of that 100x. I will jeet it harder than Rackham jeets a new fucking rug pull. I will jeet it that hard. It's a perma jeet. Back to the video. This is coded in, by the way. Richard coded me in. Smart contracts. What a blessing.
That's a 48,000x return. That's 48 million %. That is a huge, massive, gigantic return that nothing else in history has ever done. And you could call it a bubble. You could call it a Ponzi. You could call it an MLM. None of it's true. Bubbles pop and they don't come back. This one keeps making new all-time highs. Now, I will warn you, I think Bitcoin is trash, even though I've made a lot of money on it. It is old technology. It is slow technology. It is expensive technology. It is the top of its S curve. It keeps dumping the same amount, but not pumping as hard as it used to. It's falling over. The world's richest guy already bought. Nation states already legalized it. You are not an early adopter. This is
You're an early adopter to Bitcoin, kind of, compared to HEX, since the supply is 90% centralized into his wallets. Think about that little fun fact, right? Richard's here. Richard provides liquidity. Richard has pools. Don't get it twisted. This dude makes money off this shit. You don't think the people that put all the money in the pools make profits on LP? Trade sideways and down forever? You gotta open your mind. You gotta open your mind. If you're on the fence, open your mind. Don't freaking listen to the Gucci shirt. He will lead you to your wallet, your pocketbook being in his account.
This is a 13-year-old technology, but people think that they're early. From the COVID dip, Bitcoin went down to $3,800. Ethereum went down to $88. I don't remember how low HEX went, but then Bitcoin went up about 20x, Ethereum went up about 60x, and HEX went up hundreds or thousands of X. And why would you want the thing that is less performative? I don't understand.
So why would we want the thing that's less performative now, Richard? Why? I'll show you some performance, Richard, since you're so fucking smart with your fucking charts. Oh my God, they can't even press log on a chart. That's the bottom of the chart. Right here, you see the lowest point on a chart? The lowest, Richard. The lowest. I don't know how you can frame this, dude. How could you possibly frame this? It's the Judas reverse double bottom candle. Oh my God. Literally everyone never would have guessed we'll be at this price in May 2023. Oh my God. Who would have guessed it today? Wow, Richard, frame your way out of that one, big guy. Frame it, brother. You lost it all if you faded Bitcoin. You lost it all if you faded ETH. 94% down versus ETH. If you got kids around, say it out loud. It might go into their conscience. They'll avoid this one day. 94% down against ETH. Okay, now everyone clip this and send it to Richard and say, you work for me now. 94% down against ETH. Not 40%. Like ETH is down 40% to Bitcoin right now. It's a lot, but it's not. It's really not. 94% to what's, so that's a 700% loss in purchasing power if you even saw a Richard Hart video on your timeline. Down so bad. Purchasing power this cycle, if you bought this shit, down so bad. Sick. It's a piss. It's literally turning into a piss chain. And Richard don't even call out scammers anymore. Richard does not call out scammers anymore because he's turning the fuck into one with his bullshit walking backwards. I don't know if he's getting arrested or if he beat the SEC or if it was a jurisdiction. Back in the day, he told you everything. Why? Because he was selling you shit, but you already bought it. We got 500 live in here. Don't you get it twisted. People are listening. They don't all comment. All right. And if the Beppe Army is even in here, we're doing the giveaway. Got to retweet. Fuck. This one. Subscribe to the channel. It's going to get bumpy. Will Pulse lose? 403067. Oof. If it goes, oof, it's just as bad as it gets. It's just as bad as it gets. And Richard, if you're in legal trouble, just say it. You were wrong, Richard. Just say it. Maybe you need some help, Richard. Just say it. We'll rally around you, but we're not going to rally around a dude that's that's lying constantly all the time. And it doesn't matter if you're lying or if you didn't know what was going to happen. You pretended like you were the smartest dude in the room to trick new investors. Period. End of story. You're not the smartest dude in the room. Eric Wall saw right through your shit. 100,000 other people saw right through your shit. And I am here online letting people, you know how many new investors are in my DMs asking like, Chia, ETH, Bitcoin, this, that. And I'm like, that shit is for trading because it's JEETs only. And it's been down 99%. And he wants to throw up charts. Richard wants to throw up charts for so long. 10 years. I'm the smartest guy in crypto. I came here to save you. Altcoins will always outperform if the native asset goes up. Bitcoin hit all-time highs 2 weeks ago. And literally his shit chain is down 99% because his distribution is trash. A bunch of whales that scam everyone all day long, only get bigger positions every single day. And Richard won't put his money into HEX because it'll become the fastest exit liquidity that ever existed, ever. And he loves value. Richard don't like putting money into Infinium. That's not his style. All right, I'm actually going to let it play for 5 minutes though. I have to use the restroom. If anything pops up, make sure you highlight it. If you have any comments, Richard, this is the most well-deserved Richard Hart FUD campaign that has ever existed. 6 years later, only bad results. 1 7-month pump. Yeah, you get shit on. Where I'm from, and he's from where I'm from. He's from my neck of the woods. He's from Pittsburgh. So I know that area. Where I'm from, when people are wrong and they hold their chest out high and they say something with conviction and they strike out 7 times, we shit on those guys. We shit on them. We shit on them because they were talking out of their ass. And it's easier to shit on someone. It's harder when they're far as fuck away and they block every single person that has a good point. So this is the only way to get it across, Richard. And it's whether I'm here or not, it's coming to a pressuring point because he works for you now. Richard works for me now. 100x or you're gone, Richard. And go be gone. It's fine. It's fine. But now I have $10,000 on the sideline and I'm waiting to scoop, and you're not going to miss no fucking God candle. Don't worry. Don't put your whole life savings into this shit. Let the 100x that he has to do or his reputation is destroyed carry your bags. These whales have so much invested. You have to use this as a vessel. It's either going to work out huge or everyone's going to be disappointed. And it has a lot of X's to do, like 100. If it does 100x though, I'm not going to be on the sideline. I'm right here watching. I'm looking at the chart right now in real time. I'm not missing the God candle. I don't miss God candles because I pay attention to this stuff. They act like a God candle is going to come when you go get lunch. Yeah, there's been many downside God candles. Ultimate bottom, I hope so, dude. If the bottom's down here, I'm going to be pissed. I do not want to wait another fucking month. But I will. I mean, you can tell when people are buying and selling. Like don't get it twisted. Let's go to the USD here real quick. $10,000. Sell, 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 buy. Sell, 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 buy. Sell, sell, sell. A big pot of buys all the whale. $28,000 sale, $13,000 sale, $11,000 sale, $14,000 sale, $28,000 sale, $28,000 sale, $19,000 sale, $26,000 sale, and some buys. Obviously, inflow, buy volume 258K, sell volume 272K, so 22K more sell volume. That's not good for price. And having stakers forever is not good for price either. Dude, I have 37 stakes on both chains. Richard Hart works for me now. Richard Hart works for me now. Make my stakes go up, daddy. Enrich me. I will dump on that fucking chart forever. And so will all these other Hexicans that already retired because you told them this was the next fucking spaceship, Tesla fucking whatever. New AI robot that fucking blows your dick. Whatever they think it is, I don't know, but fuck. This is so clearly fucked. And the scammers are the only ones that want this shit, like really like don't like what I'm saying. The scammers are more like, Richard probably doesn't give a fuck, but the scammers, dude, they hate this shit. It's so annoying to them to have to work around me spamming their fucking scams like 3 days before they come out. It's not good for price. Give me a sec. Again, this is a random video from the first thing that popped up on me, walking contradiction per usual.
To promote the old, slow, limp gains technology. Now look, a 30x, which Bitcoin did, or a 20x in a year and a half, it's not bad. It's still more money than you would have gotten the S&P 500 in 100 years, probably. I've got the chart in front of me. I could keep scrolling back, and the gains are better now than they have recently because the money's not worth anything.
My bank deposit gains were better than HEX over the last 6 years as far as yield. Bank deposit gains outdid yield HEX, unless you were doing 1 month fucking scammer stakes like all the big dudes do. Probably Richard probably does that shit too. Back in the day, that was the alpha doing like 1 month fat stakes. But the new guys didn't really, it takes a while to figure that out. The bank deposit, the gold, the silver, the every other asset has outperformed Richard from his new asset. When assets are new, they're supposed to go up, not sit down for fucking years. XRP, hashtag XRP. Is it new? No. Does it get dumped forever because everyone has it coming out of every orifice in their body? I have Icosa stakes, Hedron stakes. I mean, forever. I'll probably lose half of them because I won't even remember. I marketed for this guy. I was all in on being into something new, innovative, cool, but he fucking bluffed. It was all a bluff. I started a business in my front yard. So you have to listen to me. I was poor when I grew up. So you have to listen to me. You also were a fucking dork your whole life. So I might not have to listen to you. That thought he had to brag his way to getting friends. You don't. You just talk to people, Richard. You have a great personality. I mean, I don't know if you're faking. You're like kind of like a in and out faker guy, but marketing is marketing. I would never do it, what he did. I just wouldn't put my reputation on the line, but glory is great. That's what happens when you don't have like faith either. Yeah, he has. Dude, he's blocked me 5 times in 5 years. This is not the first time this has happened. Nobody listened before. They needed more pain. Nobody listened to me a year ago. They needed more pain. I was saying the exact same fucking thing a year and a half ago, and everyone was just like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. You know nothing about anything. And I was like, look at the bridge metrics. And they were like, go shill some bullshit and scam someone else. I was like, I've never asked for money for anything. I've always stuck to the principles with my streaming. I've never had endorsements. I've only talked about things that I'm participating in. And guess what? That's the same shit that he used to stand for. But now he doesn't, because it doesn't work for his bank account anymore. We have 558 people in here, Richard. I've been streaming again for a month. My DMs are flooded with people saying, thank you for coming out, and someone saying something about this motherfucker. There's like 4 or 5 people that are like, I know someone who's died from this shit. And he said, a time lock, it'll save your life. DCA every week. The truth was DCA when it's dead. But he told you it was thriving the whole time just to trick you into buying. Richard Hart works for us now. He is 100x or fade into the darkness. Richard Hart is 100x or fade into the darkness. I want this to be a thing on Twitter, because it is a thing in real life. You just might not see it yet. We did all the work up front. Richard does all the work now. We are the ones that talked about this stuff. We are the ones that moved. Richard lied in order to enhance the process, but we staked our real money into these smart contracts, which the HEX front end doesn't even fucking work. It takes 30 fucking minutes to work between networks. Might as well be sitting there doing anything else. And this is gaining traction really fast. This is why I'm doubling down. People don't realize how many people are messaging me, how many people are asking me about crypto, how many people are asking me about bridges and like how to move from place to place. And like how many people said, I was waiting for certain people to understand these concepts. Like, but some people don't keep evolving. They just want to stop. I'll never stop. I can't stop. I do not have the capacity to stop at this time. This is not about money for me. This is about sending a message online and a perspective switch for people. You have to realize that you can learn. You can be wrong. I was wrong, but I was always gave myself the freedom to be wrong. I always said, I'm learning here. I'm new. And everyone makes fun of you when you say that, right? But the reason you say that is so that people can't watch live streams of you for 10 fucking years talking out of your stupid, fat fucking ass. That's where you messed up. Erase the videos behind you, buddy. That's what you should have done. You should have erased them. You should have made them gone. These didn't have that many views at the time. See, this one probably got erased. Has 636 views now on HEX Fan Network. Shout out to HEX Fan Network. 614 views, a repost, whatever. I put all my baskets. I put my shit in many baskets. I have Jeep baskets. This is my Jeep basket right now. I'm leveraging I'm just calling it 10,000 because that's a fair number for a lot of people. I am going to ride it to zero. I don't care if I lose the money. It's Richard Hart's entire reputation, and he tricked enough people. So we'll ride that 10 G's to zero or 100X me, baby. Richard, come on. Where's the ETH, baby? Move that ETH. You're so rich. It's like, I heard you're so rich. It's almost unbearable. Like you can't even figure out stuff to buy anymore. Wow. It'd be crazy if you bought your own product, but you can't because everyone will cheat right into it. And you like value. I can go on, Richard. And I'll send Richard a link. We'll see. What you never know. The stars might align. He might cyber attack me. All right, let's watch this video a little bit. I always say I'm going to get up and then I just rant because it's so easy. Yeah, where's the ETH? Richard, where's the ETH, bro? Bro, I'm confused about where that ETH at, though. I thought you were like mining 50 coin blocks in your front yard selling radios or something. Holy.
So you're up a lot of gains.
I think, let me say a couple of things. Okay. So, what you're talking about here, I understand you're looking back at one investment in Bitcoin at a certain moment in time, and you're drawing this like this is the best investment in the history. Whatever. But the point is that to look at that, and you're right about one thing. I thought you were going to say that Bitcoin could do the same thing again, that's gone. That's not happening anymore. That's and that was what was bothering me because I like you. I called the first top at like 20, and I never liked Bitcoin early, but at 20,000, I'm like, everyone said it's going to 1 million. I'm like, because you get the sucker, because you need to get the suckers, and they got to think it's going up 100-fold or else they're not going to buy it, right? So my question to you is, okay, so obviously you love cryptocurrency, right? There are some very smart people who hate cryptocurrency. I like cryptocurrency, although I think it's wrought with fraud, and it desperately needs.
Oh, wrought with fraud. Wow, imagine an actual businessman knowing about fraud. I've been kind of talking about fraud on my Twitter feed lately. I've been being subtle about it, of course. You don't want to be too direct. But yeah, maybe this guy has seen a couple scams before because he actually has life experience in the realm. But Richard's talking to an audience on a backdrop of people that don't in this realm. And he probably sees through this shit so fucking quick. And that's probably why he doesn't have this video on his thing anymore. Because he thought it was probably more harm than good for his reputation.
Needs some regulation to stop the fraudsters in there, but
everything's right with fraud.
Yeah, that's true. But what happens is, in the absence of regulation, it gets so fucked up.
Regulation doesn't help. Regulation
it does help a little bit. It does help somewhat.
It doesn't. Payday loans are legal. It's literally 1,000% of your interest.
I'll tell you what. It does.
Enron. No legislation, please. No regulation. Oh, it doesn't help. Yeah, dude, everyone in your community got scammed. 1 million people on ETH and Solana get scammed. Everyone gets scammed all the time. Just because you know how to twiddle around the fucking blockchain, Richard, doesn't mean the United States citizens and every single one else who didn't get to jerk at their computer for 10 years because they fucking whatever, you figured this shit out. They can't figure that stuff out. They have kids. They have a family. They don't know how to bridge, and you told them to bridge all into your shit. And they don't even fucking know how to bridge out. It's like, yeah, we need regulation. Yeah, we need standards. Are you kidding me? Everyone's getting scammed, dude. Yeah, he's a crook, whatever. But what he's saying that there's a bunch of illegal shit going on, and that means it's bad. That's like a drug addict saying, "Oh, the dude next to me has a problem." If you're a fentanyl addict and you're looking at another fentanyl addict, and one of those fentanyl addicts says the other one has a problem, let's at least hear both of their points.
No,
it does. It
no,
does. It's your
no.
your money
They
will be
had they
insured.
got a pass and turned off their regular retail customers and just took accredited investors and burnt them, and it was legal.
So
It was legal.
If you think that, listen, I know both worlds. Wall Street is not as bad as crypto, and Wall Street's corrupt as shit. Okay, like Wall Street's a sewer of corruption, and
exactly. Listen to the man. Don't judge him. He's trying to tell you something. Listen to him. Don't listen to big fat wrong guy. And I'm just saying this for perspective building. I haven't listened to this video in years, but he's trying to get to an actual point, and Richard's going to have to cut him off because it's going to get a little too away from favoring the conversation towards whatever framing Richard uses for his audience. He's not working on Belfort, but it's working on the audience. It worked on me, so I can kind of say it like that.
Times 1,000. There's no disclosure in crypto. That's
Disclosure is a scam. Disclosure is a fucking scam.
How is that?
You know 100% that no one reads those fucking documents. You know 100% that no one really gives a shit about those disclosures. You know 100% that when you tell someone they could lose everything, they don't really fucking believe you. You would have to spend 50 minutes showing them videos of people.
Or you can tell them straight to their face, Richard, that they can gain everything and then they can lose it all. It's like, imagine the other way around, actually telling people that they'll 100x and nuking their value to $1 for pennies on the dollar, whatever. It's pennies on the dollar. Everything Richard Hart has ever created is pennies on the dollar. In real liquidity, real people have lost, trust me, people have offed themselves over this shit. And not only the humiliation of getting all your family into something like this. You know how humiliating it is? I didn't get my family into it because they wouldn't even have listened to me. My dad looked up Richard Hart for 2 seconds. He said, "This is a scammer." And I was like, "No, it's not, dude." And then he was like, "Yeah, it is. I've seen these guys my whole entire life." And I was like, "Fuck." But then I still didn't listen because it was going up in value. But guess what? Nobody was in yet. We were early. Richard always talks about things being early, right? Early. You ain't early anymore, brah. Because the supply was distributed through a sacrifice worth billions of dollars. It's just a continuation of the HEX chart. HEX went up, down, sacrifice, put digits in different places, new blockchain, new bridge, down. The money is not created or destroyed. It's just transferred into a bunch of different webs of liquidity now. And people are arbing these unsuspecting pairs and siphoning value out of this chain. And I can see it in real time. I've been looking at this stuff for 3 months straight. I didn't even know how to articulate it when I first saw it. I could see these little arb bots like ticking up, but I couldn't figure out what was pushing what. And then you realize on all these MakerDAO bullshit pairs from all the actual stuff on Ethereum are just getting copied over, and then whoever owns the supply can just do whatever the fuck they want all the time, siphon hundreds of thousands of dollars wherever they want, while other people buy into it. It's piss. It's piss. It's piss. What's up, Cryptoland, Pumpaholics, Fast Abdul, Ruskino, Pakals, good to see you. Far Out Alien, Justin PulseChain OG, Hexkin Papa, dude's crashing out over a 10K SAC. Has nothing to do with my SAC, bro. If you can't see shit by now, dude, just go do something else. You don't know shit, brother. Period. He isn't as smart as you think about Richard. Yeah, he's not. PulseChain literally has to be listed on Coinbase. It's not going to be listed on Coinbase because Richard owns 90% of the supply. If Coinbase opens up a liquidity pool, no matter who it is, and it starts amping up, 1% of Richard's supply will tank it to zero. And that's not a risk that a centralized exchanges generally business. Pro tip, crypto tip. I'll give you a little Richard Hart of the day. Crypto tip. Centralized exchanges don't like to lose all their fucking money. And that's why they don't list us. Because of the centralized supply and the untrusted founder. It's not the other way around. They don't trust Richard. You know why they don't trust Richard? I'll show you a little side video. Look at your screen for me real quick, if you don't mind. Here we go. Got it. Richard, if you're here, you were wrong. So this is Richard, who knows when, in some car that's worth more than your entire whatever, in some necklace that's retarded because he hit the jack. This is what guys that just hit a big lick look like. This is what a gangster looks like after he robs someone for 100 bands, right? Because he feels that energy because he just got over on everyone. This was right at the top. This is when he couldn't lose. He could not lose at this point. He already won. Everything in all the money was on his side. His ETH bags were up. His Bitcoin bags were up. HEX was up against the market. He could do whatever he wanted. He could whatever, whenever. But now he doesn't stream anymore, right? Now he doesn't talk anymore because it's not a good deal. Why would he? Want to do a workout challenge? Humble Richard can't last 4 days. Dude's been talking shit about me when he's a fucking retard who's been wrong for 7 years straight and fucked up everyone's purchasing power by roughly 700% if they were to buy right now, if they swapped Bitcoin for HEX, right? HEX is your baby. The game theory was next level. Incorrect. Distribution cooked. Big payday cooked. Stakers selling on your head forever cooked. It's not. When you have a staking protocol, like my earbuds just ran out of freaking juice, so I forgot what I was going to say, but I'll get back to it. Here's the video of Richard absolutely being fucking retarded.
Richard Hart here, and my brand new Rolls-Royce Cullinan Black that I paid 700,000 euros for, wearing my $1 million Daytona Rainbow. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that gradient. Look at how perfect that gradient is. Also wearing my $1 million Bulgari Serpenti set here. This is what actually well-made, amazing deflation.
That stuff on his wrist right there could pump your bags to Kingdom Come. He doesn't even have to get into his crypto. And I don't give a fuck if he does anything with his money. I don't give a fuck. At this point, if he goes off into the darkness, he needs 100x. He works for me now. Richard Hart works for me now. You get 100x or you get slandered online for the rest of your life. 100x or slander for the rest of your life, Richard. I'm rich either way. Pump my bags, Richard. I got 37 stakes on both chains. Pump my fucking bags. Pump fucking Trayvon's bags. I'm pretty sure Trayvon has like legitimately 500 stakes. And he's going to jeet the fucking piss out of those the second they come out if they have any value. And maybe even if they don't, because he has so many, right? So this idea that you have to go all in on a concept is something Richard needs you to feel. Richard needs you to feel like you have to go all in. If you have 10K, you have to put it all in. If you have 500, you have to put it all in. If you have $1 million, you have to put it all in. Why not just 10K? Why not let Big Boy with the big milky tits in the workout challenge pump our bags? Richard Hart works for me now. I will slander you. This isn't a marketing thing anymore. I will slander you about your shit price charts and your fucking shit calls and your fucking shit timing and your fucking shit price charts. 5 different ones. Talked about PDI 38 times. Then it dumped to 0. Something to think about, right? 38 times mentioning it, dumped to 0. And I learned this after the fact. I didn't know any of this shit. PDI, up, 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 up. Richard loves it, loves it, loves it. Oh, going down, down. Oh, it's not working. Let me make sure I can dump all of it in your fucking mouth and then reset and then say it sucks. Oh, what a pivot, right? You just fucked everyone and no one's even going to mention it. I don't know anything about PDI. All I know is he mentioned it 38 times. Remember Staker app, something he mentioned 1,000,000 times? Well, that rugged everyone's money too. And I could go on in a novel. I could literally sit down and write a novel about this. This is backhanded information to me. I dealt with these thoughts many moons ago.
Like, yeah, check it out. Here you go. You like that? Yeah. It's pretty beautiful, huh? Yep. Yeah. I figured flex videos are way cooler when you're wearing $2 million of jewelry. If you count the $1 million Rolex as jewelry.
Yeah, I invested in it. It's gone great ever since. I didn't know what the fuck it was. I just bought it because people were actually buying it. And guess what? Nobody was buying Pulse at the time. That chart kept going up. It dumped 99%. I bought some of it as low as I could, and it's been fine. I bought more Pulse with it. I bought more ETH with it. I'm not afraid to fucking ride Jeets, dude. I am a fucking Jeet. And I will Jeet all in your face.
€1,000 brand new Rolls Royce. Ben Baller, you just got balled on, boy. You're nothing compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. Let me get it.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy, dude?
You're nothing compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. Baller, you just got balled on, boy. You're nothing compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. You just got balled on, boy. You're nothing compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. Let me get it. You just got balled on, boy. You're nothing compared to me.
This is streaming on 3 platforms, by the way.
You just got balled on, boy.
800 live
viewers.
viewers.
Compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. Let me get it.
You can't even see your PP, Richard. What's the girl going to do down there? Touch your fucking fat roll? The most well-deserved FUD campaign in the history of FUD campaigns. If you're with me, biceps in the chat. I mean, and I'm going to go over this one more time before we get back to the video. Whoops. This is the strategy that you should have if you're in the PulseChain ecosystem. Plot twist, Richard Hart works for us now. If you're fortunate enough to hold Ethereum while Pulse bleeds 99% to it, Richard will shift that it's not wrecked somehow. I'm sure he's already done that. I'm blocked by him. It's hard to check. You now have a chance to buy 100% leverage on Richard's entire reputation keyword. Richard's a reputation egomaniac, so that's going to be his key here. The money, everything, it's all just vapor, really, at some point, unless you're in tax fraud trouble, which you never know. For 10K. So he owes us 100x or his legacy is fucking over. And 10K, you do the math. 10,000 times 100, that's good enough for me for this pot. So thanks, Richard. Make sure all my stakes go up. Make sure all my Hedron goes up. Make sure all my Acosa goes up. Make sure all the Maxi goes up. Make sure all the PulseChain goes up. Make sure all the PulseX goes up. And if it doesn't, you are wrong forever. So get to work, buddy. Chop, chop. And so in this one, Belfort's getting to the point that he knows about scams better than anyone, Wall Street and crypto. And he's saying Wall Street is full of scammers. Crypto's 100 times worth. I'm here to tell you he's 100% right. And it's a little deeper than you might assume. So just understand that he probably understands a lot about scams. He probably did many scams. And both these guys are expert scam talk. I mean, if you're going to have the meta for scam talking right here and you want nuanced detail, let's talk to these two. Goats.
People crying, having lost it all, for them to have a chance of actually being like, oh, this might actually go down.
So you think disclosure should
no, I think that disclosures are weak, limp dick legalese that doesn't actually save fucking nobody. I think that Enron had disclosures out the ass and lost everybody's money. I think Theranos had disclosures and lost everybody's money and were authorized by everybody. I think that Bernie Madoff was the fucking CEO of NASDAQ and stole everyone's fucking money. So no, I don't think that disclosures helps anybody. It's just like, oh, you knew it was risky. We told you it was risky. You lost all your money. But look, we have a disclosure. I think that's bullshit. Okay. I think you should try and save these people a better way.
Wall
Sure,
Street.
it is. Look, it is worse, but I have the real solution, and the real
Tell me.
solution
That's what I'd like to
isn't
hear, though.
disclosure.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to cheat real quick. I literally just cheated real time on something. It's not even on PulseChain. I just saw something. Sorry, I clicked out of the screen. Dude, everyone with stakes and everything that aligns with my ideas is coming out and saying, dude, they're coming after the Richard works for me now thing. The Richard works for me now thing. I knew I could find a frame that worked. Richard works for us now. Richard works for us now. It's so nice, man. I don't work for Richard anymore. I don't shill for Richard anymore. Are you fucking kidding me? I might get a bullet put through my fucking head. Yo, bro, I got a split. Thanks. Dude, you're the GOAT, man. Watch on repeat. Thank you for, please like, subscribe, hit the Twitter. We're starting a movement. This is a movement. This is a frame switch. Richard Hart works for us now. I have 37 stakes on both chains. If you have stakes on both chains, please comment how many you have roughly. And we'll do some moon math about how much sell pressure that is and for how long. And he's about to tell us that he has the solution. He is about to utter out of his mouth. He knows the metrics. He knows it's going down. He knows this is he knows because he stares at this shit all day long at this point. He believes this shit with all his heart goes down every day since it's been down only. And I don't even know what he's going to show. Is it HEX? Is it PulseChain? I can't remember where we were in the journey, but if you don't think another sacrifice is coming, you're out of your mind. That's why the mass blocking needs to happen ASAP, Rocky. He needed to block me last month, not this month, because he is responding and he is pissed. And we'll look at his tweets later.
There are more guys. It doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Because they can only act after the fact, and they never get the money back. The money gets lost, all these middlemen. You can't retrieve it. So everyone gets screwed, but a couple people go to jail. But everyone still gets screwed. Furthermore, there's jurisdictional arbitrage. You can give the regulators in the United States all the money you want. And in India and in China, they don't really care. People are still going to get scammed left and right because the American law can't work there as well. And you have
So he already knew. Very interesting that Richard already knew very well that if he was outside of the country, far, far away, that the United States could not gain jurisdiction over him. The exact thing that actually happened in real life. When I say Richard pays attention to some things very well, know that law is one of them because he does not want to go to prison. Richard does not want to go to federal prison. He doesn't want to make kombucha in the fucking toilets. He doesn't want to smoke cigarettes out of the lighter in the wall. He does not want to have to pay commissary to giant black men and giant white men. He's giant too, so. So do you kind of stick with me now? How he knew about the jurisdiction thing? Quick side note. You want to know about the Richard Hart case from a lawyer? Because a lot of people seem to get twisted exactly what's going on here with Richard Hart. But the lawyers know, don't they? They are better at knowing that kind of stuff than me. So what do? I listen to the lawyer. It's Dr. V. Ray. He's in the house. Make sure we're smashing likes here, guys. And make sure you are retweeting the Twitter feed that's going live on Twitter and a bicep in the chat. And we are doing a giveaway at the end. I'm kind of keeping it ghosty, see who's actually listening. I'm not like posting about it too much, just a little something. Just listen to this for a second. And I'm going to pull the screen down because it starts to go eclectic. For some reason, it starts to spaz out when I was uploading it. I effed it up, but just listen.
There was a decision in the HEX case against Richard Hart that the federal district court dismissed, saying they never had personal jurisdiction. I raised that issue on behalf of other people affiliated with that case 2 years ago. Told them that they were going to have serious problems with their case. Represented some people real dirt cheap. It was almost pro bono.
And the jurisdiction in this case is because it's not a security. Like that is the jurisdiction.
Well, that's one aspect, but they didn't even reach that aspect. The court said even if what he was selling was a security, which I disagree with treating all crypto as securities, putting that aside, said he didn't purposely avail himself of any United States jurisdiction. That, in other words, to have personal jurisdiction over you, you've got to do something that directly reaches into that jurisdiction to make it fair for you to be held accountable in that jurisdiction. In other words, what prohibits Russia, say, from saying we hereby indict Robert Barnes for something he did in Tennessee? It's like, unless I purposely availed myself of Russia, Russia has nothing to do with it. It has no authority over me, no personal jurisdiction over me. Our personal jurisdiction laws are the same. If you're not a resident, if you're a resident, there can be general jurisdiction. That means jurisdiction for any case, even if the case doesn't concern things you did in that state, if you are a resident of that state.
They never even got to the coin part. They never even got to the coin part. These are the people that were talking to Richard before all of this happened. So I just put all the pieces together for you in a nice circle. So you don't have to research if you haven't, because you've either been fading this forever because you're a genius, or you're in the trenches or on the fence. But Richard already knew that law. Therefore, he's going to come up with that quick insight about it, because that's one of his main focuses, law. That's usually the focus of guys that, you know what I mean. You didn't have to lean in at the top, Richard.
You have countries that can't enforce murder laws, let alone your disclosure laws or whatever, the deal is. So giving regulators more money doesn't help. Disclosures doesn't help if people don't listen. Like they don't listen. I tell you crypto drops 85-90% really often. And like, I don't even get credit for it. I'm like the only website that says like this stuff drops, and I highlight all the drops, and people don't listen. And then there's the third way. So here's the third way.
Mm-hmm.
You advertise honest, wholesome products with product market fit that have sales pitches with the same tactics that scams use. Limited time offer, mad gains, peer pressure, celebrity endorsement, dark patterns, sales funnels, every single thing that you can think of. But you get them into something honest, whether that's an S&P 500 index fund, whether that's HEX, whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's Ethereum. These are honest products with real product market fit that are innovative, and they do things that nothing else in the world can do currently. When the money is out of these people's hands, they can't get scammed out of it. When it's in an honest product, they can't get scammed out of it because it's not in their hands anymore. If you leave it in their hands,
it's not in your hands anymore. And T-share was $2,000 when we were scooping them. And this was when HEX was a steal. HEX was a steal on the way up at this point. $2,000 a T-share. 1 cent payout per day. That's really bad. Your time deposit box that you didn't even know exists. I mean, the time deposit at the bank that you didn't even know exists, that happens automatically if you have any money in there, outperformed Richard drastically because it actually didn't go to zero or straight down. And Richard, he's on a show with somebody a little more uppity, so he's always going to not say HEX directly. If he was on a show with a random dude, he would have been like, HEX is the greatest shit ever. But he's not, and it's on the way down, so he's being very careful. Very, 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 very careful. Richard Hart is a great innovator. He learned how to copy and paste a V2 fork. He won't even copy and paste a V3 because it doesn't benefit him. It's piss. And it doesn't benefit the price chart either, most likely. It's just piss.
How does the investor know which is the honest one, which is the not honest one?
Unfortunately, they really have to rely on the opinions of experts. And something like do your own research only works if the person doing the research is smart. But if you're an idiot and you do your own research, you're going to get terrible results. And most of the world,
fair enough.
Most of the world is of average.
I did my own research, Richard, and my results have been fantastic. Everything that I have purchased that has not been yours has gone literally, and I posted every chart. I've posted every single chart of everything I bought the second I bought it. Second I learned about it, I have a Telegram group, no pay. There's no paid group. There's no leverage trading. There's no coin launch. There's no anything. There's so much shit that moves against the market, dude, and it slow cooks against the market too. Dude, I'm just saying this, and everyone can be mad at me. Beppe on Chia has been the #1 best fucking hedge against the market that I've ever seen in my life. While HEX and PulseChain and those bags go down, while my ETH bags stay sideways. And that's just because it's new, right? Things that are new, right? Richard used to preach this, but then he did a sacrifice and weighed down his whole goddamn product. If he was so rich, why sacrifice, dude? What the fuck? And then there's, if you're in here and you've been listening to Richard since he was telling everyone he was broke in Panama trading Bitcoin and that he needed help leaving Panama, comment some insight that you have about Richard, because there's a lot of people that knew Richard before he came out with HEX and faded him then because he was already acting like a liar. And they were smarter than me, and they were smarter than him. And he's telling everyone to do that. Nobody can do their own research. No one can trade like me. No one, dude, chill. Everything you say is like the meta like 2 years ago. You're not that dialed in anymore, dude. Bitcoin went straight up. HEX went straight down. Ethereum stayed right solid. Hart's Law. What about Hart's Law? I thought Bitcoin liquidity was tied to Ethereum's liquidity, and then WPulse's liquidity is tied to that. Yeah, not when people are siphoning money off the chain as fast as they possibly fucking can without people noticing, which I've tweeted about 3 or 4 times in the last 2 days. This might be the last day of my like head-on Richard Hart campaign, but if he does not work for me, Richard works for me now. 100x gains, Richard, or you go away forever. 100x or Richard goes away forever. I'll bet 10K on that any fucking day. Any fucking day. 20K, 30K, whatever it is, as long as can't be worse than what's going on, dude. You can't even keep track of how much you've lost being involved in HEX because of the stakes and everything, but it actually keeps you in the game to pay attention to it. Richard coded guys like me being here talking shit forever. If he does not 100x, he's done because there's a million of me. And now that it's obvious, we have 1,000 people in here. Now that it's obvious, people will start to realize I'm not just running around fudding. One, I'm trying to amp him up to see if he has anything left in the fucking tank or if it was all just smoke and mirrors. 2, it's working. He's blocked me, blocked everyone. He's doing the whole spam. He's marketing again. Good. Pump my bags, baby. Pump my bags. Richard, you work for me now. Or you're gone. You got 1 year left. Doesn't matter what you say. You lied about it. You were wrong about everything. All right, I'll let it play. But he's wrong. Don't get it twisted. And he is being well behaved with this guy. He's usually, and things are going down only, and he knows that now. At this point, he knows that for sure. He would never admit that, but he has such cutting edge understanding of the industry. You would think that if we were at a hyperbolic top on a coin that he probably didn't think would do that well, he knew it would do well because it was new with no liquidity, with nobody in it. When I got into HEX, there was 30,000 total holders. Now there's like 500,000. Do the math. 500,000 people think they're going to get 100x. Nobody on BetPay thinks they'll get 100x because they don't give a fuck, because that's what new things are. People bought new HEX because it was new, it was innovative, it was cool, it was cheap. And now it's over expensive, overexposed, overstaked, over centralized into his wallet. Stakes forever to come out forever, has to pivot. People have to forget about HEX. I swear people have to forget about HEX or this shit is not going anywhere. It's like, because the other shit could pump, but this HEX thing with perma-dumping capabilities for lifetime is a problem. Big payday problem. Distribution problem. Game theory cooked. Never admit it. Richard, just admit it. Just say you were wrong. We'll rally around you, bro. I say I'm wrong all the time. People rally around me. We got 1,000 in here. All I'm doing is talking ass on Richard Max FUD campaign. Richard works for us now. If you retweet the live stream and you put a bicep in the chat, you get put into the giveaway. I have given away so much crap. All crap. And it's all stuff I've done good on. So I can give away a little bit.
Okay, fair enough. Agreed. Still, so let's play this out because I'm really interested where this is going. Because so far, what you're saying is true. But I question though. Okay, so you say right, if they can't do their own research because they don't know what they're fucking. Just so you know,
You
like,
can't
we used
do
to
your
have a
own
show,
research.
Like, you know, we would take these stocks public, right? And the prospectus would be so fucking ugly, but no one reads them, of course, right? We used to say they fucking go and they read them in the fucking up with the lights off in the bath, right? No one gives a fuck. I'll take you one step further. Ready for this? Because disclosure is required in the world I came from, we used to we'd open up an account with an investor and we'd send them a letter saying, "Dear Mr. Jones, the stocks you're about to buy are fucking worthless. They are pumped. Listen. They are pumped up. They are manipulated. We dominate. I'm not even making this up. We dominate and control the price. And you're probably buying this at a price that's higher than it's worth."
Oh, so you're saying that this was a playbook before Richard came out with it? Look at Richard's face. All this stuff has happened already in a million different industries. Guys like me weren't in those industries, right? So I have to take my time to learn through it, right? It took me a couple of years. I figured this out about a year and a half ago now. And I've talked about it forever though. At the top of HEX, at the bottom of HEX, when I got into HEX, I was always on both sides of it. I mean, there was times where I was losing it because we were making so much money, like obviously. But what he's describing to you is how they manipulate the situation. It's not product market fit. It's owner market money for me fit. It's I run the show and make the calls and you get a little bit of scrap, maybe if the markets turn around. Richard's game plan for PulseChain is for ETH to pump. Oh my God, Richard. You can't even put V3 on because you are a freaking dick. So I can't even make money with yield on fucking PulseChain. I have to use 9mm. Use 9mm. If you want to use V3 liquidity providing, I would suggest trading on 9mm all the time because you can actually make yield there. Because guess what? You can't make yield on V2 when the supply is centralized. How's that for detailed, Richard? Everyone should know that. Nobody pays attention, but you know that, and you know the law, and you know the exact scam that this dude is talking about right here because you replicated it in crypto.
And every dollar that you put in is probably going to zero. So we'd send this, and you know what? It made them want it more. Why? Because they said, fuck, if it's a scam, maybe I'll get it on the right side of the fun. People are fucking crazy. But here's my question, though. Going back, and I agree with what you're saying, but so you said that people can't be trusted, which is true, right? So you said they should seek out experts. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, there's a lot of nuance here.
Okay.
Because the term con man literally means confidence man, a man that gets your confidence to get you to disengage your critical thinking brain to activate.
And that's what Richard's done for his whole life. That right there, Richard tells you the playbook. He always does. He can't help himself. He cannot help himself but to tell you the exact playbook. And remember, every play that Richard says is something he's already deployed many, many, many moons ago. These are ideas that have already manifested in his head. That means they've already manifested into real life. And now he literally can't even do his fitness challenge for 2 days straight. And he said he's humble Richard, and he just calls out people like he always did because he is the same person he always has been. And he has always told you exactly who he is. He's told you every single day exactly who he is and exactly what he stands for and exactly what he wants his investors to do. Be retarded. He wants his investors to be retarded because he can gain from that because it's a concept of human nature. Biceps in the chat if you feel me.
Right.
Make bad decisions and lose all your money. You lose, he wins.
Right.
There are a lot of net negative games out there, and they have large marketing budgets, and they push you into doing things that are bad for you. Now, let me give you an example. In sports games and F1 racing all across the world, you're going to see advertisements for margin trading cryptocurrency exchanges.
Right.
And these people are the middlemen that cryptocurrency was designed to get rid of. Crypto was designed to get rid of middlemen. You and your peers trade with each other. You do not use middlemen. You do not give your keys to middlemen. When you do that, the middlemen beat you up with fees and take all your money, and you never see it again.
Right, it's counterintuitive. Centralized exchanges are counterintuitive. They defeat the purpose of crypto, obviously.
Exactly. So I warned everyone directly to remove all of their money from Celsius. They didn't listen. They lost all their money. They're in bankruptcy now. No one listened. I begged them. I pleaded with them. Please do not be one of the headlines. You don't have to be a headline. Get your money into your own hands, not your keys, not your coins.
No
Take
keys,
money
no
out of
crypto.
Celsius.
Beatles taught me that. No keys, no
Yes, sir.
crypto.
It's
Right,
not
right.
your key. It's not your crypto. You're going
Right.
to be a headline. Millions of dollars are going to get hacked or lost, and you're not going to get your money back. And so, as a real cryptocurrency where there's no middlemen, no counterparty risk, the one I invented, HEX, we can't advertise anywhere. People won't take the ads. But if you're a scumbag exchange that victimizes people, they love your ads because you've got a license from the government to rob people. But cryptocurrencies don't have licenses from the government because we're open source, mostly open source software, depending on what project.
Your project isn't open source software, is it? Is HEX open source? I know I've seen the HEX code, but I'm certain no one can use it. I don't know. I don't know about that. I would go ahead and say it's not open source, but I've seen it before, so I don't know enough about coding. Luckily, Richard doesn't either. He's not a dev. He's got blue team, red team, which are both ghost team because they don't even fix the HEX front end. HEX front end is cooked.
And there's no license for it. And
You
so
know, you know how corrupt these exchanges are, but they're fucking unbelievably
disgusting.
no, like really,
Hate 'em.
like bad.
All right, good question. How do you figure RH works for you when he's sitting on $1 billion USD? And amazing question. Perfect question. Because if he does not pull off 100x here, he's never allowed to be on the internet again. Because he's wronged so many investors and been so dead wrong about absolutely everything that it would be embarrassing for him to even get under his chair or sit on his chair to get ready. Because he's already at that point. Have you noticed Richard doesn't stream anymore? Have you noticed he's not a public figure anymore? Have you noticed he spends his time defending himself because he has nothing to add to the conversation anymore, except please don't follow the other people that are trying to speak truth. I'm awesome, rich, better than you. And we're all just assuming he's rich, even though he was begging people in Panama to help him escape after he got robbed. And he also did blogs and streams about how he lost all his Bitcoin leverage trading. So if you want to get a little more detailed with the conversation, we can go there always, every time. I have it all backloaded in my head. It's been too long of the same bullshit.
Bad shit. is going on
Coinbase
there.
just got sued for its employees front-running listings. Coinbase just got sued for listing securities. Coinbase also, like,
He'll pay you taking payoffs to list payoffs, huge payoffs.
no, well,
list
some
Bitcoin.
exchanges, sure. Coinbase didn't do that one, but they had other violations. And this is just one exchange, and they're probably one of the more honest exchanges. All the other exchanges are fractionally reserved. They just, oh, we got hacked for 200 million. What happened? Oh, I don't know. Just we got hacked. We're just missing 200 million. Sorry, you can't have your money. What? This sounds like a scam. So, and this happens all the time. So what do you do to solve this? So why am I telling you about this? The original question was, if you have to trust experts, how do you know who to choose? You
Right.
need to go back in history and see who really got it right and who really got it wrong. When everyone else was telling you Bitcoin was going to 100K, I told you it was going to 10. So far, it went from 69 down to 17.5. Of my 85% drop that I predicted, it's already done 75% of the 85%. And that top call has been in profit every single day for over a year and a half, with one single day. It wasn't in profit, which is a Judas candle, the fake higher high, to move from 65 to 69K. People bought it, went straight down. And you know what they did? They bought it on leverage. Michael Saylor bought Bitcoin on leverage. Three Arrows Capital bought Bitcoin on leverage. Celsius users had leverage, but they didn't realize it was leverage. When you sell your crypto and get a loan against it, you actually sold it, but you don't realize it. And when the price moves down enough, you're going to be forced to sell to cover your position. People don't realize that there's no, like, when they say there's no free money, it used to be true. Oddly enough, in crypto, it's not actually true. There is actually free money. I used to mine Bitcoin for free. It went up 48,000x from when I mined it. We got free airdrops out the yin yang. HEX was free for Bitcoin holders. Tor Like we've got like 10 different free money airdrops. There's free money out the yin yang crypto. It's weird.
Let me go back a second because I want to, because we're in this critical moment here, and the whole thing is so. Okay, you're saying that the person, I want to clarify, the person that the people you should trust are those that you can go back and actually research their track record and say they have been right far more than they've been wrong. So you can
There's
look.
tricks here. You got to watch. They'll delete their bad calls. Okay, so let me give you. You'll love this one if you're in the stock business. You're gonna think this is funny. You have a mailing list of 100 people. You tell 50 of the people the stock's going up. You tell 50 of the people the stock's going down. One of those calls is going to be right.
That's the old gambling hall biz. We did that's the gambling thing. Yeah.
And then you mail the one that was right. Your next split prediction, half is right, half is wrong. Now 25% of your list got 2 calls right in a row. You do it again, 12.5% of your list got 3 calls right in a row. And there's these scams, like these guys that. So anybody that's on YouTube that has a bunch of referral links under that video wants you to do things that are bad for you. They want you to get beat up by fees. They want you to pay for stupid trading programs instead of just buy a coin that could make you wealthy. They want you to get maximum house advantage against you. Anybody, so everyone that can afford with a marketing budget, everyone that's approved by the government, and everyone that's on YouTube wants to screw you out of your money. They all get paid when you lose. There's
Richard got paid when you lose. Richard got paid when you lost. Let's just show one more time. This is the top of the market. This is the guy we're looking at. Don't be fooled by his multiple personalities. He's got plenty of them. And this one comes out when he gets the bag. Remember, Richard said he was rich from Bitcoin. Then he said he lost it all. And then he told everyone he was rich, 100 million employees, 100 million turnover, 100 trillion radios sold out of his front yard. Smartest man alive, first guy to ever start a business. And then you never noticed him wearing stuff like this before. Like you wouldn't notice the $1 million charm necklace or the $1 million jumpsuit or a $3 million watch. You wouldn't notice this before he got everyone to buy his product. But at the top, you have a lot more leeway because people can't really see what's going on. The liquidity providing opportunities become so ripe. Like if you got into PancakeSwap early, B2, right when it started, there was compounding gains because you were early, even if you didn't have that much money. So you have to think about these different metrics. There's a lot of wizardry and dark arts, and Richard is the #1 crypto dark art king. He knows every rule, every law, every loophole, every way to pull out money without people noticing, every tornado cash, everything. He knows everything about how to protect and move around his money. He knows so much that he had to move to the corner of the earth to avoid Interpol police or the international police and all these rules, which he knew way beforehand. And he says it all the time. Remember, Richard tells it. Humans tell you exactly who they are. They'll say it over and over and over again, but people will not listen. So I will do it again.
Richard Hart here, and my brand new Rolls-Royce Cullinan Black that I paid 700,000 euros for, wearing my $1 million Daytona rainbow. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that gradient. Look at how perfect that gradient is. I'm also wearing my $1 million Bulgari Serpenti set here. This is what actually well-made, amazing, flawless jewelry looks like.
He didn't do all that beforehand. He framed it all as marketing, but the truth is he just got to buy all the stuff he ever wanted. And smart people realize that, right? And I didn't realize, maybe I was a little disgusted about these videos, but I was happy with the gains I was making at the time. And it was only, remember, Richard Hart's whole entire legacy is off of one 7-month pump that he sloshed into a PulseChain sacrifice of $3 billion that has gone down ever since. And the original token has gone down more percentage points than you could ever think about on any chart ever in history.
Yeah, check it out. Here you go. You like that? Yeah. It's pretty beautiful, huh? Yep. Yeah. I figured flex videos are way cooler when you're wearing $2 million of jewelry, if you count the $1 million Rolex as jewelry, and a 700,000 euro brand new Rolls Royce. Ben Baller, you just got balled on, boy. You're nothing compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. Let me get compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. You're nothing compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. Let me get it. You're nothing compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. You're nothing compared to me. Bring me your girl.
Hey, someone make sure you clip that and pop it in the comments on the Twitter feed so I can, every time someone says something stupid, I can just put this.
Bring me your girl, dog. Let me get it.
All right, so I will show you the death sentence that I'm asking for on Twitter. I would appreciate everyone's support because you obviously know at this point I'm getting death threats and all sorts of shit. So all support helps, but it's all, most of it's just anon wildness. But if we're going to push, we're going to push. Here's a person that just commented. I get it. I started getting in when old YouTube videos appeared. Him crying that he lost all his money leverage trading. And when his personal blog appeared crying to the U.S. Embassy, that's he's broke and needs a way out of Panama and more. Sad, but I don't believe he was rich before HEX like he wanted everyone to believe. No shit. Most people don't come out and tell you they're rich. They're not just like, I'm the richest dude in the room. That's what liars do. If you've noticed what liars do a lot, they say they're the richest person in the room because generally they're not. And generally they need that, like Moon King, like all these guys like Hexy Bastard. They have this whole bravado right now that they have some sort of money, even though they literally stole it from everyone. Admitted it. Well, Moon King has like a paid group and he just dumps on people, but like, I don't know if he, whatever it is, but Hexy did the sacrifice. I've labeled all the fucking scammers. Just know, like, some people have been here for a while. This girl's probably been here forever. 2018, but yeah, that's right when Richard started his whole, the lowest of stakes. That's what this is called today. The lowest of stakes from Gucci to garbage. Social engineering masterclass exposed. Richard sees all this shit, dude. He's pissed. And this is good. This is good for your bags. If you don't think this is good for your bags, this is your only hope for your bags, dude. You have to understand the shift. You have to understand that his back's against the wall. You have to understand how humans interact with the world when their back's against the wall. I will show you how they do. Right here. Humans can't control themselves, not fully. Not me, not you, not Richard, not Elon, not Trump. We're all under the illusion of control. Some live by a moral code, a compass that steers them away from hurting others. But under the right pressure, anyone is capable of anything. If Richard Hart wants glory, real legacy, he needs energy. Everyone kissing his ass, that's not energy. That's a coma. Leaving him, exposing his contradictions, showing him down-only charts, that's how you give him the fire. Trust me, it's working already. It's working already. He's pissed. He's like, oh, I'm sick. My workout challenge. My tits are so big. I'm an action guy. I respect movement, even pain-driven. When your back's against the wall, you get energy from God. When you're hurt, betrayed, and wrecked, that's when the power shows up. When you feel like you've lost it all, that's when it finds you. That Richard needs to have an awakening here because he is fucking fat, stupid, lazy right now. I know when guys are getting fat, stupid, lazy. And you've seen the video of the whatever. So there's that. That's one of 100 that I've done. 100, all beautifully articulated, all checked with fucking ChatGPT. Going live. Oh yeah. Retweet this if you want. You like my thumbnail? Luckily I'm covering my man's crotch with my head. Moon King, Red Pill Moon King V2. He's Richard Hart after 2 years after Richard Hart. So like everything Richard does, the Moon King will do 2 years later, probably. If my Moon King math is correct. Still figuring out about my boy Tiger King. I heard he's not a sellout though, which is sick. Oh yeah, and we'll do this one more time. Plot twist, Richard Hart works for us now. If you're fortunate enough to hold Ethereum while PLS bleeds 99%, Richard will shift that it's not wrecked somehow. We'll check out his Twitter in just a few minutes to see how he's frame shifted. Richard is Senor Frame Shifter. Don't get that twisted. You now get a chance to buy 100% leverage on Richard's entire reputation keyword and legacy for $10,000. If Richard Hart's chart does not do 100x from where we're at least right now, he's going to have to crawl in a hole for the rest of his life. So if you have 10K exposure to that and $1 million sounds good to you, then we are on the same page. His legacy or we get $1 million. And I get a lot more than $1 million, buddy. A lot more. I'll buy me one of those Versace necklaces and the snakeskin cock ring or whatever the fuck you bought that could have whatever. Downside, as bad as it's already been. Upside, 100x. Let him prove us wrong. Let him make us rich. Don't overexpose just recognize the shift in power. This is more of a phenomenon than it is. If you talk out your ass for long enough, you put your back against the wall. And Richard talked out his ass forever. Richard Hart works for us now. We have to be dead on about this. We have to be serious about this because he will just milk everyone in the. He'll do another sacrifice. He'll do another limp cock chart, and everything will eventually pump after every good person has lost everything. To the 500 sacrifices that they modeled off of him directly. The only people the reason people know how to scam people is because Richard told everyone how to do it on the internet. And they're not as crafty as him with lawyers either. They don't double check their work like Richard does when it comes to him being in federal prison. Richard double, triple check. Apply the pressure. Retweet all of these. Just retweet them. What's going to happen? He's going to get more pissed? What's he going to do? Dump it to zero? Imagine if he did and you got to buy $1,000 worth. And his reputation is on the line. Downside is your friend. Jordan Belfort was trying to tell you this. Jordan Belfort was trying to tell you before Richard kind of like smudged the conversation, downside risk is your best friend with scams. But guess what? We were already on the downside. Yeah, he's fine. 100x or he's not fine. Richard works for me now.
Art here, and it's like, Ben Baller, you just got balled on, boy. You're nothing compared to me. Bring me your girl, dog. Let me get it.
And the engagement baiting has been working like a charm. Nothing's ever been more successful in HEX history other than this FUD campaign. Let's go to Richard Hart. He blocked me, but I think Twitter lets you work around it. Humble Richard. Now, Nintendo Richard with the black kids. Richard only communicates in person. He doesn't use Twitter, Telegram, social media. Oh, that's weird because he does. Another lie. You can't even not lie right here. Just write nothing. Jurisdiction win. He came up. So after the SEC win, he came in big. I won for all of us jurisdictionally, which he already knew this years ago, by the way. Richard Hart has blocked me 5 times in 5 years. I can call the Richard Hart block on the day and draw the chart. Oh, I've been through more 95 for dips than I care to count. And during exactly none of them did I feel the urge to FUD myself or FUD the things I invested in. He's talking to me. Yeah, you didn't because you weren't fucking getting over on people. And I don't care about money. I'm not one of your little fucking wristwatch wrenches. I'm a freedom fighter just like you pretended you used to be. And it's not all moral. I'm not just here for moral. My YouTube channel is doing great. My ideas get more likes. You know, more people are DMing me more, you know, that's always a good thing. But I'm not coming out with a product and saying that it's going to outperform everything and that I have an intellectual edge on everyone in the world. Remember that. None of them did feel the urge. I just keep doing what works and making progress. The HEX front end doesn't work. I will do it live at the end here. If you switch from HEX to PulseChain, from Ethereum to PulseChain on hex.com, it literally will sit there for an hour and not work. 1,177 in here. Why don't you DM me, Richard? We can work this out. The one problem that Richard has with me is I have more energy than him. So like this is all I once read a story about an airline losing someone's bags. The passenger was yelling at the overworked employees until she heard, "There's only 2 people in the world that care about finding your bag, and one of them is the longest." I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. You're fucking gypsy English. Oh, this was 2024. Oh, he just retweeted lazy. Trolls eat attention. Without it, they starve. Hey, blockchains that bring your coins to zero. Without attention, they starve. Just say it in reverse. Walking contradiction. Trolls eat attention. Richard was king troll. That's the only reason he has attention. Richard is king troll. That's the only reason he has attention. I repeat. Oh, I can't add this to bookmarks. And this is the first time Richard's gotten all pissed off enough to fucking retweet a bunch of shit because I'm coming at his fucking throat. Ghost trolls. They're unloved and unwanted in the daily lives. Your whole entire existence is a ghost troll, dude. You came into everyone's life and sucked all the value out of it against the best asset that literally the world has seen in forever. GG's, buddy. Don't have to read it. I've learned this, like, oh, he's so concerned, but he's not concerned about the HEX front end. He's not concerned about all these fucking arbitrage fucking mechanisms, the DAOs, all the shit that he talked about and then dumped on everyone's fucking head probably. He talked about PDI 180,000 times, and then he fucking dumped it, and it went to 0, and he said, oh, blah, 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 blah. Another fucking dumb fucking thing to say. If you think you're entitled to reduce the chances that other, nope, you are the reason your chances don't succeed, buddy. You, Richard, you. You are the reason. You cannot look in the mirror, bro. It's impossible for you. Nobody's going to judge you, bro. All those thoughts you had when you were a kid about how you weren't good enough, it's fine, bro. We got your back. But you have to admit you were wrong all this time. Which, yeah, so Richard's literally like, I'm making an impact on him, right? Keep fucking liking all his shit, spamming, say, you work for us now, motherfucker. You work for us now. 100x, brother. I'm pumping it. 100x or you're gone. 100x or you're gone. You hear that, Richie Rich? We got 1,200 in here.
Actually make money when you win. And so real buyers and holders of cryptocurrencies that just buy and hold, we make money when you win. We all make money when the value goes up. All these other guys, they multiply the house advantage against you. And it's really sad because how many people on YouTube don't have 1,000 referral links under their video? Nobody, because that's how they get paid.
I don't have one. I don't have one link. Go to my YouTube. You will not see.
Either do I, bro. Either do I.
I don't do that. I don't play that game. I just don't do that. But
either do I. Who does it, Richard? Who does it? The guys you block. The guys that you wall around. Those are the guys that are by your ethos now. You just block them out. You don't want to hear the critics. You don't want to. You just want people to suck your Red Bull can while your chart goes to 0. And then you could say, I saved everybody. Look what happens. Yeah, I'll swap right into that shit and I'll dump my 75,000 fucking stakes for the rest of my life. Because it's just a walking contradiction. I am giving the energy that he put into the world right back to him. And if he doesn't think it, I will keep going harder. This isn't just funny to me at this point. I forgot about this shit a year and a half ago, came back, PulseChain birthday, check out the scene. Richard's more limp than ever before. YouTube, X, and Twitch. YouTube, X, and Twitch, guys. YouTube, X, and Twitch. So if you're on any of those platforms, we get most of our attention on X. X is kind of blowing up lately for me, but I do Twitch, YouTube, X, all at the same time. Let's get into the comments for a minute. So yeah, 71 on YouTube, 1,145 on X. Wonder if RH wants to die with a clown legacy. Hope not. You work for us now, RH. That's the RH. I'm trying to give people the perspective. Like, Richard, you work for us now. Pump our bags, bro. Oh, it's not a better idea. It doesn't have product market fit. Shouldn't fucking matter then. Perfect. Perfect game theory. Perfect liquidity profiles. Perfect everything, right? It was all smoke and mirrors. All of this stuff happened on one 7-month pump that was sloshed into a PulseChain sacrifice. All 3 units of that have gone down in just forever metrics. No charts needed. Richard will frame whatever he wants to frame in whatever way. Yeah, you have leverage on RH. Yes, you do. Buy 5,000 of his token and then spam his fucking shit charts online forever. Spam his fucking shit charts online forever. If somebody was doing that to me, I'd cut my fucking toes off. I'd be so disgusted with myself. I would be so disgusted with my results. I'd be so disgusted with my predictions after so boldly telling people that I was the smartest man in crypto, because he's so boldly not. And I'm not saying he's not a genius. He's a genius when it comes to self-interest. Yes, RH does not live up to promises, and sacrifice V3 coming out too soon. Yeah, it's a lot of effort, bro. But trust me, it'll help people, and more people are funneling money. This doesn't end, dude. And there's good cryptos. Keep watching my show. After my FUD campaign is over, like, I'm just going back to talking about stuff that's doing well and everything. I'll talk about PulseChain too. And if you don't think I'm cheating on PulseChain, you're crazy. That is the only place I cheat. Everything else I do, I hold. PulseChain, I cheat. Simple. That's the meta. You're not going to miss the God candle. They'll tell you you'll miss the God candle. You might lose 10%, whatever. Shit happens, bro. 100x Richard, or you owe us. And you owe us by never being on the internet again. You've done enough, brother. You've done enough to normal fucking people in the middle of a fucking recession where the United States debt in the average household is so high. Thank God they got a couple T-shares at 15 grand a pop, right? Yeah, exactly. And he also tells us not to cry, not to do all the shit that he already did. Richard already cried about everything, fudded everyone, told every human in crypto they were retarded, told everyone they couldn't trade, told everyone only he had the kind of insight required. And guess what? He wasn't always 100% wrong, but guess what, Richard? Some of us don't fucking do anything all day except look at this shit and look at your contradictions and buy other cryptos and use other bridges and see other communities. And we're on the internet, brother. And the man tit fucking fake bullshit is not going to work forever. So you better figure the fuck out. I don't care if nobody ever looks at me in the community again. What does it matter to me? He owes me 100x, so I'm waiting on my 100x. I'll come out and say I was my bad. I'll come out and say I was wrong. But I told everyone to keep, this is the Jeet of the century, so keep your Jeet bag ready. But the meta is not what the founder's going to tell you. That's one, he has to come up with the idea himself. 2, he has to publish it. 3, he has to have enough understanding about it to even articulate it. Yeah, no shit. It's not a scam necessarily. It's a decentralized social engineering scheme. It's not a scam. It's probably going to be illegal at some point. And it's the Interpol police are chasing Richard across fucking wherever. But the truth of the matter is, this dude's not coming out and saying what the real problem is. He's not coming out and giving you a roadmap. He's not streaming about updates to the chain because he can not do that. And he's not telling you he's in trouble. He's not telling you anything. He's just making fun of plebs. He's just making fun of plebs and calling himself Humble Richard and saying the first line of his thing is, I don't tweet. He retweeting all this shit today. It's piss. It's actually piss. Richard has been missing so hard. He's been so out of the loop because he got too fat and happy. When Joe Flacco got 100 million, he never fucking threw a good game again because his incentives weren't aligned anymore. Richard's incentives were only to promote himself and his wealth, and those incentives don't matter anymore because he has $155,000 ETH. You know what does matter? Interpol Police Department.
but you can go to my YouTube. I've never recommend any. If I do recommend something, I'll hold it forever. By the way, I never sold any crypto I've ever. Well, I'm a very, very, very long-term player. Every I do, by the way.
Same here. Same
But
here.
I want to go
Origin
back.
address and
I
hex
still
never
want to go
sold
back.
coin.
You're speaking truth right now, which I really appreciate. And like, and when you're gonna crack up with my book, I have a book coming out in about a year. It's literally, it's like the prologue is what you just said. That's the prologue. I tell a story about but just fucking buy it, hold it, and just bye, just fucking stop, right? You just can't trade this shit. And the thought of using, we get
history. However, when he got on TV and said to Mr. Celsius guy, listen, you're paying 8%. You must be taking huge risk to pay that. You're lying if you say you're not. He was right. He told the truth there. So he's wrong about Bitcoin price movements. He's wrong about gold, but he was right about this. You can't pay 8% without risk. That was true.
Wasn't he paying 18? I thought at some point, Celsius.
It was mostly 8. It may have been that high at one.
It went high. It went higher at the end.
It could have been. It could have been.
Yeah. Anyway,
And usually these things, in a real scam, they usually have an exit pump where they'll pump the payouts real high before they exit on everybody to get that last reloaded. Or like this, I know everything about scams.
Hey, that's alpha. Hey, for you Jeets, that's alpha. Hey, whoa, hold on. I just got hit with a wave of euphoria for a second. Because Richard tends to talk in future terms without him really noticing. Like he always has his play that he's already done kind of in research, but not deployed, but it's already a vision in his head. So win sack, win wallet sack, win exit pump. Win solid. I can't even think it. I can't even say it anymore, dude. It's so sick. It's piss. Richard Hart, you created some piss. Oh, don't let dudes blow down your house. I thought you were a billionaire, bro. Why don't you just drop 1% in, bro? Stop fucking lying. A billionaire. A billionaire. A billionaire afraid to lose $100,000 on his own project while his legacy goes to zero. Give me the God candle, bro. We want the God candle. I will love your God candle. If Richard Hart doesn't get us 100x, he's off the internet forever. Deal? Richard. Right? Because that's what you said, right? Better game theory, right? Better product. Better mind behind the product. More trustworthy founder. I'm starting to think it was all a bluff. What? Hold on.
I'm from Florida, dude. It's the scam capital of the world. I've seen and been scammed by everything. I've been scammed by everything.
Oh, where do we find where do the people listen? This is going to be a very wide.
You see how he said he slipped that in there. I have been. David, I'm literally about to do a Versace Ferrari Vegas apartment with Hattie 9,000. Yeah, I shouldn't do that. Cookies told me not to do that. But you see how he slipped that in there? I've been scammed by everything. I thought you were a genius, Richard. Or do you just have experience in these fucking realms, just like I do? I've been scammed. I got scammed in RuneScape in 2001. I remember it hurt like hell. I was arbitraging willow logs. Let you know a little bit about where I've always been this way. I was arbitraging willow logs. They were 5 cents a piece. I knew if you could leave them on the market for 6, that order would get filled in the Grand Exchange, and I could make millions and millions of coins just by waiting. I learned that when I was 12. I didn't know I was learning that. I didn't know, and I've been scammed a million times too, but I didn't tell you I was a genius. I didn't tell you I was the smartest man in crypto. That's where he lied. That's where the perception shift really needs to lie. He's about as normal motherfucker as a person could be for someone who stares at their computer 24/7 for 30 years straight. If you are the best, if you play a video game every single day for 10 years, you're not going to be able to have a normal conversation with someone about the video game. You're going to want to have a more nuanced, detailed conversation. Not because you're a genius, like Richard wants you to think. It's because you've stared at the dumb shit for 10 years. And I can tell you what, I've stared at this dumb shit for 6. And we all have stakes. You coded me in, Richard. You should have had the red team dev do something about that. You should blacklist me. Yeah, dude. Yeah. And they got my password. I can't remember. They said they were support in me DMs. I was in Falador at the time, just having a good day, chilling, mining. I don't know if the mining guild was there yet, but yeah, I was chilling, and dude was like, dude, you need support. Your shit's bugged. And I was like, no shit, that's not good. Here's my password. I still know the password. Broke my heart. I had a dragon chainmail. Dragon chainmail back then was the meta. Let's get back to Richard talking out his butt. Yeah, it doesn't mean you can make video games, but it means you can talk about the nuance of the field. We're talking about finance, right? The physical field of finance. Yeah, and it doesn't mean he's not a dev. He's told us that a million times. So really, he's just an idea creator from the ideas that he says online all the time. The thing people don't catch about Richard is he tells everyone exactly what he's doing. And he tells exactly everyone. We have 1,400 in here. 1,283 on X. Make sure you hit the retweet and a bicep in the chat, and you'll be in the giveaway. I bought a lot of wrapped Pepe and wrapped Ticker Chia and wrapped everything last night or this morning too. So we'll be doing some giveaways. I'll drop the tweet one more time. If you want max FUD as fast as possible, if you want to generate max FUD and have a potential of winning a life-changing awesome meme coin, that's just for fun. I'm giving thousands away. I'm not sponsored by them. They don't pay me. They don't do shit. I don't talk to them that much. I have fun with the community when they do fun stuff, and I try to participate when I can because it's fun. And guess what? It's gone up 380% in the last 3 weeks since I posted it. And I was just being honest about where I was at because I have reps under the computer. I can see these things a little bit before they come. I'm not first to the line, but I'm like 20th. You know? So I think putting my notifications on would be critical. And no, you have to do a bicep in the YouTube chat, by the way. People are so tired of PulseChain now. That's why, yeah, I had 22,000 the other day. So this is not a bullish day for me. This is bearish. I had 22,000 live on X, 14,000 of those within 1 minute. It's because I have something to say. And it's not coming out of my ass. It's coming out of my brain and my experience with this guy. And I've asked him questions in real time in Twitter Spaces, and he's always avoided them. But the price was going up, so it didn't matter. And when I talked out about this shit, everyone in Hexaco fought me because Richard created, it just happens to be this way. He didn't think this far into it. But when people stake all their money for a really long period of time, they'll just defend you forever on repeat because it's in their best interest. Well, they think it's in their best interest. They actually turn into a laughing stock of their community and family and lose business ventures and lose credibility from people that you could potentially invest with. And this is real publicity hardware. This is not faked. People think this is fake. You think I give a fuck? Where's the link where you owe me money? Where's the link where I'm asking you to buy my coin? All I do is give away shit and give you little nudges in the direction that I'm going. Nudges. I don't even want you to go. I don't even go all in. I just do like $100 here, $100 there, $300 here, $400 here, 100, whatever. And it expands your mind. You use different bridges with different liquidity profiles. It expands your mind, right? Instead of staying stuck in a smart contract while fucking fuck for brain tells you that you're too dumb to make any money in this world and your bags go to zero. Does that resonate with anyone? Back to the show.
Widely listened to podcasts. Where do they find the right people? Because it's a good
In
point.
general, there aren't any. In general, there aren't any. The people, you have people that will tell you about the technology, like Andreas Antonopoulos. It's useless for a lot of things. He's too old. He doesn't keep up with the new stuff. He doesn't talk about price. Useless. You have guys that look at charts all day. They get you rekt trading. If you see a guy looking at a chart, having indicators, drawing lines,
Waste
you're going to
of
lose all
fucking
your
time.
money.
Right, of
You'll lose
course.
all your money. Anything's
100%
played
true.
for.
Hey, he throws a truth bomb in there every once in a while. He'll throw a truth bomb in there. If somebody, HEX Tangent, fucking anybody with a fucking line on a chart, if you've watched any of my videos, I don't even know how to put a line on the chart because I'm not retarded. Damn it, I gotta stop saying that word. Because I'm not ignorant. If you know how many guys put straight up charts on the Pulse chart for a year straight, 2 years straight, 3 years straight, HEX chart, always fucked up, always missed. Guess what? Just look at the bridge. Just look at the inflow. Just look at the volume. Just look at the numbers. Do you have to fucking put the lines on the chart? I don't think so. I don't think so. Because it doesn't help. It's a decoy. Just like Richard's whole shtick is a decoy. Lines on a chart is a decoy. That's why Richard can catch on to that real good. Richard kind of made that pop. He made me aware of how dumb. Because people will try to make you think they're smarter than you, however they can. Think they're smarter than you. Humans are just what they are. But you can, whatever humans perceive is reality. If you perceive him to be a smart person, if you perceive him to be someone who's trying to save your bank account, you will frame the conversation to see that. But if you frame it the other way, you'll see all the arbitrage exits. You'll see all the bullshit pairs that nobody knows about except the fucking DeFi nerds. You'll see ghost bridges. You'll see ways to exit. You'll see liquidity providing opportunities. So it's really a framing issue. The frame is that he's a good person and that he wants you to make money. The truth is he wanted to buy all those things that he put on his wrists because he never had the opportunity to. And that's what he desired. He thought he'd get more girlfriends. That's what he is now. He's in the middle of fucking nowhere, running from the police. Can't live stream anymore. Can't do shit. No roadmap. Just hating on guys like me online. Great marketing, Richard. Way to keep up with the times, Richard.
To learn how to lose your money fast.
Right.
And he's going to tell you.
Analysis is a joke. That's
Yep.
fucking ridiculous.
It can work on really long time frames, but usually you're just not going to zoom out far enough and you can't play years. You've got to degenerate, you know.
For the average person.
And you don't know, everyone that's assuming they know how much money RH has. You don't know what he's allowed to do with those SAC funds, and you don't know how much leverage trading he did. He admitted that he leverage traded and lost it all many times. Keep that in perspective. At the top of HEX, he bought all his little toys. Billions worth. That was your money. Like, that was like legitimately your money. Like, that went from your bank account digitized to his. However, he probably does OTC deals and all sorts of shit. Toby Wan. Yeah, Toby Wan. TA time. That, if a young man rolls upon a Toby Wan TA time video, that could be the crossroads of his entire fucking life. Do you fade? Or do you look at the stupid lines on the chart? Because these guys, if they don't actually know they're stupid, yeah, I understand like there's breakout spots and stuff, but like people just have to buy more and not sell. You are at the biggest crossroads of your life. Like David James walking to the gym for the first time when he's 13 years old. He got bullied once. He's pissed. He wants to get fucking ripped. That is like a new nerd running into a Johnny Chaos or Toby Wan Kenobi TA video. Like, you are at the crossroad, and then Richard's like the final boss. Richard's like the Bowser. I got to put my feet off my little rest. It's shaking my shit. That's the final boss. If you see HEX Tangent and Crypto 7 doing TA and your brain is even teeting on any live action in there, like if there is neurons firing, like step away from the computer. Go play, go climb a tree. Go pick up a stick and throw it at your neighbor. Anything. Distract yourself immediately. Because they've been wrong for 6 years straight, and it just shows you, again, lines are stupid. And they're just decoys to make you think the person's smart because they really have no idea what's going on. I have never once drawn a line on a chart. I swear to God, I don't even know how. I mean, I'm sure there's a little line thing. You can click it, and then there's if it's only up and down straight lines, of course, there's going to be lines to draw. We learned that in first grade. Okay? So let's let these bros go on a little more. Retweet the main tweet in my pinned tweets. Bicep in the YouTube chat to get in the giveaway. We're giving away free money here. We're trying to make up for Richard Hart's debts here for the community. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what Toby One's channel is, but it's not bullish for your bank account. I can promise you that.
No, 100%. You'll lose all your.
Right.
And
Johnny Chaos said that HEX will go up just because of math for like 10 years straight. Johnny Chaos is literally like, dude, it's literally just a math equation. It goes straight up in value no matter what. And it's literally gone straight down in value no matter what. So Johnny Chaos, stop making videos. Your time is up. You have those HEX stakes. We'll see if it works out. But you're not allowed to drag people down into your hell with you. I wonder how many of his family and friends. I wonder how many of, I was smart enough to like this is super high risk shit. This is like fucking giga leverage. Johnny Chaos needs this to work out more than Jesus needed the Virgin Mary to fucking poop him out. Like top tier need. Like 100% maxed out need. Giga leverage need.
So you've got the guys that talk about the technology, useless as far as price goes. It's the only thing anyone cares about. You got the guys that talk about price. You're going to get rekt trading. And then you got the guys that show referral links. And I really don't, other than actual cryptocurrency, like I don't follow any of these guys because they're useless to me. They don't have a single piece of knowledge that I could benefit my life with. Like the best thing you can do is buy something that has product market fit, hold it, and wait.
What do you give me an example of something right now that you think is a really great buy?
Nothing until the Grayscale 36% discount goes away. 33% discount.
Okay, so right whoa. Wait, alert. Oh, that actually went away, Richard. That Grayscale Bitcoin discount. I'm pretty sure that tightened up. Oh, wait, did Bitcoin hit all-time highs last week? Oh, wow. What a revolutionary time to be alive. I wonder how the HEX price is doing since of Hart's Law. This is going to be great. Wow. I had no idea something that was tied by liquidity could go down in value so much. Maybe that's because the supply is centralized to one person and they're siphoning money out of it constantly. Jesus Christ.
Now, so Grayscale owns 3% of all Bitcoin. It's a trust that you buy. They have a private placement round. In their private placement round, people give them money. They use that money to buy Bitcoin. They wait 6 months. Now they can sell those shares on retail on OTCQX bulletin board. It usually trades at a 20% premium, but now it's a 33% discount. Why would
And that went way worse. So that discount actually went to like 60% or something. We covered that live back in the day because that was a big deal, that discount. But guess what? Bitcoin went straight up. Yeah, seriously. No, dude, I dealt with my SAC funds a while ago. And guys, I want to have a public service announcement. PulseChain is for Jeeters. If you want to Jeet, I am not Jeeting my fucking XCH. I'm not Jeeting my Tau. I'm not Jeeting my Ethereum. I'm not Jeeting my USDC. PulseChain is where you Jeet. People post things. Things are new. You Jeet. Everything moves up against Pulse usually if it has anything going for it, like a little bit of a momentum swing or just started. But you're going to look for low liquidity and distribution that's slow. Richard's the king of distribution. Oh, it's already a big fat sack. Here we go. $5 million in liquidity pool, right? You can't move the price up. You can't move the price down either, which is nice. But it's not mad gains anymore. It's just slower. Like we need the methodical amount of money has to come in here to really move this. There has to be a big wave. Trump needs to say something, the Epstein files and Elon. And guess what? Downside risk is just huge. Downside risk is just your best friend is downside risk in crypto. Your best effing friend is downside risk. Because if things go down, and you just have US dollar or you just have ETH, you're good to go. And we have 1,500 in here, 1,400 on the nuts on X, 75 live on Twitter, 2 live on Twitch. Make sure you hit the subscribe notification. Notifications are going to be huge on Twitter. And yeah, the spam can be out of control, but like I'm putting out my best work right now. I'm putting out detailed year-long insights of the mechanics of all this stuff, being involved in it, the emotional part of it, admitting that you were wrong, admitting to change, that you need to change the way you're thinking. All the stuff that Richard used to talk about online that used to actually provide value, but then he came out with a coin to sink all your value into it. I just doing what he used to do. I'm just not going to come out with a coin because I don't want to do that. And I don't want my reputation to be leveraged that hard because Richard works for us now. Richard Hart works for me. If he doesn't get 100X, he leaves forever. I lose whatever the fuck it is. Move on with my goddamn life. If it works, I'm rich forever. Think about that. Rich. And I'm not even a big boy. Yeah, I'm scared to have anything on that fucking chain, really, other than ETH and DAI, regular DAI. I mean, I still have like all G bags and all my fun little stuff that I buy just in case, but TFC, whatever, you know, like a couple different things. But the truth is I'm JEETing only on PulseChain. If you see my addies on PulseChain, just know that they're JEET ready and they're ready to JEET and they're ready to bridge and they're ready to JEET. I have 37 stakes on both chains. I have like 55 or 60 T shares or something. It's not even a lot anymore. Back in the day, it seemed like a lot. But if HEX is to perform like Richard said it would, if Richard is the prophecy of the gods, which I don't think he is, then I'm going to be rich. And I'm going to dump those stakes on and forever. Just like Johnny Chaos, just like Toby, just like Alex from Hedron, just like everyone. All these guys made out big on HEX. And the stakes are good for that if things work out. But guess what? There's so many big stakes coming out for so long, dude. And Big Payday was such an F up. And the distribution is so cooked. But if everyone sells out, things can go up quick. Because Richard doesn't like to waste value. So he's going to need Rack and Rochelle and a couple of these whales to really stir the pot before he's willing to put anything in there because they'll sell right into him and he'll lose value. Richard keeps his money on Ethereum, not on PulseChain. Why? He wants to keep it. Right? He might have some money, but he keeps the majority of his money on ETH. There's more liquid. He wants to keep it. He doesn't want it to go down in value as much. He bought $3,800 ETH already and wrote it down, so he's waiting right now. Richard is king waiter, but when it comes to Richard's bag, Richard is locked in. But I don't think he's as locked in as he used to be, though.
Buy Grayscale Bitcoin more than real Bitcoin. It usually trades at a 20% premium historically for the 5 or 6 years it's existed. Why would we have a real bull run when you could buy that encapsulated, encumbered, no right to redeem kind of fake, but it's really there Bitcoin?
So it's a theoretical EFT in some respect.
Exactly.
Right?
They really hold it. It's really there. It's really legal as heck, but they do charge a 2.5% overhead. And it's as long as you can buy Grayscale Bitcoin for a third off, it's no one in legacy is going to buy normal Bitcoin.
Why would that arbitrage still be existing right now?
Beppe on Chia just hit all-time highs. I've been talking about it for a month and a half now, so I don't care. But hit all-time highs yesterday, the day before. New coin, 425K market cap. It had a 75K market cap when I brought it up for the first time and bought it. But that's where I've been jeeting meme coins on Chia because it's new. It's new. I'm telling you, the only reason I love Chia first of all, I like Chia. I like the tech. I like Chia Lisp. I like proof of time and space. I like proof of work. I think Chia Lisp, I think the Chia network is going to make waves in the future. That being said, it has a new meme market that just sprung up. I was gone. I came back. There was never memes and shit like that. It wasn't popping. I saw people were making all these memes and I started buying them and I started interacting with the Tang Gang and I started talking to Gene. I did an interview with Gene Hoffman, the CEO. And guess what? It's been up only gains. Why? It's new. It's not because I'm a genius. It's because it's new. There's no one there yet. They don't know how to bridge over. They still don't know how base interacts with XCH, interacts with pulse. Like, they don't know yet. So I say it with confidently with my chest out because there's no JEETs there yet. The PulseChain JEETs don't figure out how to get out of there for years. And this is a community that they're burning NFTs, giveaways, meme competitions, 150 Telegram groups, 150 incentives. And I'm just telling you what I see. I'm not even part of it. I'm only part of it in participation. So that's just an example, one example, because it's hitting all-time highs right now. And it has been for the last fucking 10 days. And meme coins have more utility than anything Richard's ever produced. Because he's produced shit with no fucking utility except going straight down in price. Well, learn it's not that you always have to be brand new, but you have to be early. Yeah, correct. But early is a perspective too. Is early the first month? I got into HEX on day 201. Is that early? Yeah, it's kind of early. But was it early? No. Hell no. My buddy's got a better deal than me by fucking 100 times probably. And I got a better deal than 100 times than the dude that bought it 10 cents and vice versa. But when it goes down for 5 years straight, 5 years straight, you slosh all those funds in the PulseChain and you just say, well, we hope ETH goes up. Market cycle, business cycle, all-time highs. And that's just me doing my part. Whoops. Not me DMs. If you want to get in the giveaway. Ooh, good participation, fam. I would need you to. We've seen that happen to Polkadot PancakeSwap. Whatever. Well, I mean, those, if you were using those things still to this day, like you've been doing good. PulseChain's just gone down really bad, so nothing really counts. Oh yeah, so this stream right here and a bicep in the YouTube chat. I know you guys threw biceps in the Twitter feed, but I can't really interact with that, so I don't like that. Yep, I'm getting followers galore because everyone that's abandoned Richard Hart is coming back to be like, oh, finally someone's talking shit. And then we posted a good one with Eric Wall retweeting it, which was cool. It's 4 years ago. HEX is at the top of the charts. Richard sees the metrics and shills harder. He knows what's coming. If I could go back, I wouldn't subscribe. I'd fade it. Stick with BTC, ETH, and real alts. And you would have too, if you knew what I knew now. 4 years, 100 scams, 100 sacrifices, and the big man couldn't even do his own fitness challenge 3 days in a row. I'm not framing Richard Hart, might say so. The frame king is him. I'm just giving him a little taste of his own medicine, but I'm showing the contradiction, and it's the most deserved thing in crypto. This being told everywhere is the most deserved thing in all of cryptocurrency history. And I don't care if it goes straight up from this point. 6 years down, could have been up on everything, could have bought your bag 100 times your bag back. But Richard said you were too stupid to trade, right? Too stupid to think for yourself, right? And if he does not 100x this thing, he's gone. Richard Hart is gone. Put his back against the wall, see what happens. He spent years framing lies for people with less experience than him. Those who had more faded him 10 times out of 10. Eric Wall was right. Richard Hart has the worst price chart in the history of cryptocurrency. Obviously, that's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's kind of true. Like, HEX is one of the most impressively horrible charts that I have ever seen in my entire life on anything that has survived, even like has a heartbeat of maybe one or two whales trying to like scheme on motherfuckers. Back to the video. Pay attention for contradictions. Retweet. Giveaway. Bepe all-time highs. Ticker Chia probably right behind it. All this shit's probably right behind it. That stuff's been going up nonstop for months. I don't even know what to really say about it anymore because I don't want to be like that guy that's in your face about stuff. So I have a Telegram group. If you DM me, That's the first place I paste. I paste there, I paste Twitter, and then I'll talk about it live whenever I go live. Versace, Ferrari, apartment building, I mean, no,
now. In other words, there's got to be a reason why that arbitrage
Well,
is there.
you can't arbit because there's no right to redeem. So you can't get their cheap Bitcoin, and you can't sell your spot Bitcoin and buy their cheap Bitcoin because you can't get their cheap Bitcoin out because you don't have a right to redeem when you buy the shares. And so
how long do you have to hold the shares for?
You have to season them for 6 months because they filed a special form with the SEC. But they, in a normal fund like that, you would need to wait 1 year. But because they did some extra registration, you only have to wait 6 months.
So you think until that
goes
theoretical
away, you're going to get bounces, but you're not going to get a real bull run until that deficit goes away because no one's leaving that much free money on the table. They have 3% of all the Bitcoin. They have $6 billion of Bitcoin.
Why do you think that discount is there?
Well, a lot of guys didn't realize the reflexivity, convexivity. That just means, so for you guys that are watching, reflexivity and convexivity just means that when something goes up, it goes up more. When it goes down more. Like I told you about leverage, taking loans. This company, Three Arrows Capital, idiots, think they're smart. Everyone in crypto has more followers than me, and they're all bankrupt, and I'm at all-time high net.
Here we go, Richard. Let them know. Let them know. When the conversation strays, pay attention. Pay attention. Seriously, if you're a new investor, pay attention. When the conversation strays and gets a little bit gray area, remember, Jordan Belfort, don't care what you say. Dude's kind of slick socially, at least. Way slicker than Richard. Richard has so many social blind spots that it's actually piss. It's so piss. I couldn't even. He has so many blind spots that the fact that they were blind spots, I couldn't spot. Like, I was like, there's no way that this is like how anyone would ever be. So I must be at a different, he must be on another level, right? But I was new. I was 25. I bought Bitcoin when I was 22. I didn't really know what was going on. I got into Ethereum. Very natural progression for an entrepreneur as far as like mine, like nothing crazy. Bought 1.7 Bitcoin at 3,400. Sold it because Richard was talking about the top. Made a bunch of money, found ETH, went to HEX. Basically broke even on HEX only because I cheated constantly and everyone was time locked. I still have many stakes. I still lost a lot of money. I still made a lot of money because right when it starts, you know how it goes. Who is Rick Sill 1? I want to know who Rick Sill 1 is. Oh, RBTC, the GOAT. Rick Sill 1. Oh, it shows you if you repost the stream from there. That's so cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, so we're getting a lot of love on Twitter. So if you want, new all-time high for Ticker Chia too. Jesus Christ, dude. And these are not Jeet coins, dude. These are new shits, bro. I'm telling you. Like, don't come over here and drop. Just chill and learn the process. Things manifest over time. I've been making videos on Chia forever. And Chia's really has technology that is different from Ethereum and Bitcoin. And that's why I like it, right? But the meme coin culture is just exploding, dude. Exploding. Like, exploding as far as I didn't even think it would have a meme coin culture. I didn't think that was happening. I didn't know. But hand-drawn art. Let's go. Yeah, so if you're in the Beppe army, I am a Beppe whale, but I'm a never sell kind of guy. In that, it's just when things are new and you just cheat early, and I've been talking about it since I did it, so I don't care. All the meme coins over there are fresh, light, new. They're going up, slow cooking, community everywhere, more people, so many more wallets adding. I'm looking at the metrics. It's piss. It's sick. It's good. You know what's real piss? Fucking all the 99% down I have to make up for with meme coin trading because of this fucking dork.
Net worth, and I'm just like, I called everything right forever. When are you guys going to figure out follow?
You remind me a lot of Beatles, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, let's play that back real quick. I want to make sure if that still stands today.
Forever. When it has more followers. Company Three Arrows Capital, idiots, think they're smart. Everyone in crypto has more followers than me, and they're all bankrupt, and I'm at all-time high net worth. And I'm just like, I called everything right forever. When are you guys going to figure out follow?
You remind me a lot of Beatles.
Forever, dude. What about when you were crying in your fucking arms because you lost all your Bitcoin leverage trading from Scamwix? What about when you were crying to get out of Panama because you got robbed, but you just framed the story around everything worked out perfectly? You ended up a billionaire after. Some of us aren't retarded, Richard. And some of us aren't afraid. And I'm one of them. I ain't afraid of this fucking bullshit standing up to dorks that are fucking siphoning money. I don't give a fuck. That's what my value stands right now. I don't ask people for money. I don't ask people for links. I don't ask people for affiliate shit. I don't have a Telegram group. I don't have a coin. I don't have anything. I just have free speech and a personality, and I'm just going to wing it. Zero Jeets on Chia. We have no interest in handing out. Well, dude, it takes them a year to figure out how to get over there. I am upset that this shit's fucking stays going on for so long without people opening their fucking eyes. Because I came to these conclusions a long time ago, but everyone just called me a fucking retard, and I just wasn't confident enough at the time. Hold on one second. That's all we got for today, guys. I will talk to you later. I got shit to do. I didn't realize I went till 12:30. I got construction crap. My house is getting remodeled downstairs, and I have to be at attendance. I hope I got my point across. No, we're talking about meme coins on XCH, like the meme coins that are popping up on there. That's all I've been talking about, just because the community's blown up. The native coin is kind of getting nuked compared to all the meme coins, to be honest. Like, people are just swapping the native to the, so it's like the infancy of that. So it's a little weird, but like the memes keep going up and I keep buying more XCH, so it's fine. But it's just a blossoming situation. It's kind of new, like it's brand new, like it's new. I'm not saying the XCH chart's new. I'm saying the meme community is new, and I've noticed that, and I've been around long enough to kind of stick with that. If you guys are on here, go ahead and hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm probably done for the day. I'll have more hate mail after this than any human in the history of the world. Congrats to Beppe and Ticker Chia on another all-time high. And Richard, you owe us 100x. You work for us now, Richard. If we're going to keep our bags right where they are, about $10,000 worth, you 100x it for us. Okay, bud? I'll keep all my 67 stakes, and then we'll go from there. How about that? All right? You work for me now. Pump my bags, daddy. Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys. Peace.